Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social here on Politics Social. I'm Graham Hughes. Nice to see you all tonight. And so we have got on the panel, we've got Mike Dix and Pranay Manosha. How's everyone doing tonight? Are you all right?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Not too terrible.
Yeah, good.
Everything's great.
It's just about halfway. We just made it past the halfway point of this month. Honestly, it feels like it's been a year since Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been a lot, hasn't it?
It's been a lot.
It's only a few wars and civil disturbance in America, and the Nazis are marching through the streets. I mean, come on, it's not.
Mike, I see you've won a Nobel Prize. What did you get that for?
Well, I stole it from Nelson Mandela, but that means it's mine.
Did you dig up his grave and steal it from his decaying corpse?
He wasn't fucking using it, was he?
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. Same logic as Trump.
And also, I haven't stopped 8 wars.
Yes.
So,
yeah, okay,
right,
fair enough. I think you deserve it. So just before we came on then, we were talking about Traitors, and I said, is anyone watching Traitors? And Mike said, no, because I applied to be on it, and then I didn't get on it. So, but you were telling us halfway through telling us a story about
it's not that I didn't get on it.
The Apprentice.
Sorry, I need to address that. I got through to the video stage where I had to do a video piece for them, and which they asked me to do, and then I got the hey Mike, you've got cancer again, basically, and I thought I'm probably not going to go on, basically. So I didn't bother with the
one that they film in June or something this year. Like later
no, it would have been this one. This series was the one that because I applied for it back in the summer, basically.
Oh, I thought they filmed it in the summer.
No, well, I don't know if it was this one. Then you're right. It's probably the one that they're filming.
Do you know what? Because Cars, one of the lads who's in it this year, right? He posted something from it where he turned around at Glastonbury and he went, "Sorry, Hugo," and winked to the camera. So it must have been because they go out. They spend most of the time outside in locks and stuff. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, you're right.
In winter,
yeah, I could still go on it then. Maybe I'll put the video in.
Yeah, you should.
But no, the point was that years and years ago, at the beginning of The Apprentice, I applied to go on that. So I just got divorced. I was living in London, and I thought, I'll go for that. Don't know what this TV show is, and I got through to the interviews, which was in a hotel room, like in a grand room in this hotel in London.
Yeah.
And Katie Shitface Hopkins must have been in this room. I don't know because she wasn't anything at that point, but it was that series. And I walked into this hotel room in my suit and everything else, and I looked around at all these people in the room, and I so don't want to spend any fucking time of my life with any of these people. I just turned around and walked back out again, basically. So that was my entire I was nearly on The Apprentice experience. But I figure I wouldn't have done very well against Katie Hopkins, don't you think?
I mean, I'd rather you were famous rather than her.
Yeah, no, and I think that you probably have to be a big dick to win on that show anyway, right? So, and you are not. So
that was my only qualification at the
time. Oh, we have an Aid Thompson has entered the chat. How you doing, Aid?
Yo.
Yeah,
how you doing?
The band's all here.
In the spirit of my Nobel Peace Prize, don't know if you noticed, Aid, I've got a Nobel Peace Prize.
I've just been listening. Yes, you said that you stole it off Nelson Mandela. That's impressive.
It was presented to me by the dead corpse of Nelson Mandela. That's what happened.
Jeepers.
But I just wanted to say, I was watching your show tonight, right? And unusually for me, I would like to pay a genuine compliment. Your relationship with Jacob, with your son, is just awesome. I think you have a very impressive father-son relation. It might just be for the screen, and then you keep him tied up in a box outside or something. I don't know about that. But you have a very caring and nurturing relationship with that young man, and it's very impressive to watch.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you. Nice of you to say. Yes, I love my kids, my little ones.
Yeah, but it shows. It shows on the screen. It's lovely.
I recognise that passport.
Do you want to see it? Hold on. Wait, I'm on the virtual.
There's actually a little stamp there. It looks on the top left from the screen that you got there. It's a skull and crossbones stamp. I was just randomly putting my passport.
Do you want the great reveal?
Oh God, it's the Graham Hughes. You're right.
1.
Who is that young man?
That was only a week
Look at
ago.
that little sauce pot. Look at him.
If you wanted to, if ICE were looking for a ginger fucking drug dealer, basically, it's like...
Look at the pout as well. Look at the pout. Indiana Jones pouting at me.
That's my South Sudan passport. That got wet. That one. All the stamps in that passport, and I will like.
Well, it's not alone. Me looking at you like that. Jesus.
Fucking kills me. No, because I would put like mad stamps in my passport. Like I had one for like the Shanghai Expo, and I had one for like Cannibal Island or something, and like made up countries that don't exist, like stamps in the passport for it, which are quite fun.
Well,
and no one ever picked me up on it. No one ever went, why did you allow them to put this stamp in your passport? One of them was like the stamp out for a gig. I was at a gig, and you know sometimes give you a stamp on the back of your hand. I got them to do it in my passport.
I used to have a friend back in the day. Like everyone used to have a friend like this who would just like lie about just pointless stuff, or like lie that their like uncle or their dad owned something ridiculous. And I used to know this guy, and he came out with some absolute corkers. And one day he kept like he'd garnered something of a reputation for being like this. And then one day he comes out with this thing, and he goes, yeah, my dad owns an island near Australia. And we were like, whoa, this is like a new tier of like extravagance and pointless lies. And we were like, what's the island? We're like, which island does he own? And and everyone's like on tenterhooks, but they're like, we want to hear the bullshit because it's going to be such good comedy fodder. And he goes, Kangaroo Island. We were like,
yeah, of course.
Hilarious. Like your brain couldn't, like, you had a good 10 seconds there to think of something. And then years later, somebody was talking to me about something completely different. And
there is a Kangaroo Island.
Yes, yeah, there's a Kangaroo Island.
It does exist.
I was like, fucking hell, maybe his dad did own Kangaroo Island. I don't know.
Just say the first thing that comes into your head.
Perfect.
Hilarious.
In Australia, they've got Lake Disappointment, which is a big dried lake. They've got Mount Misery over there. It's like just like Mount Misery. There's a place in Pitcairn Island called Oh Dear. It's the name of the place. It's just Oh Dear.
If you send a bunch of criminals and political prisoners to a country to populate it, what do you expect, really? Like, what should we call that one? Fucking big mountain. What's the next one?
Mountain.
Fucking another big fucking mountain. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a town in Australia called Keith. I might just be making that up. But I just love the idea that there's someone who lives in a town called Keith. Such a sexy name.
Just call it.
I believe.
It's fine.
I believe in a town called Keith.
But yeah,
talking about Australia. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, just looking at young Mr. Hughes there, basically, I think it's Di Jones, isn't it? Not Indiana Jones. Di Jones, the Welsh version.
Is it?
Is there?
I'm not very good.
He
at
has pretty big sideburns there.
Body dad. Yeah, it was Movember at the time. It was actually November the 26th, 2012.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you remember that?
Well, you did win that one.
Because that's the picture of me when I got to South Sudan, which is my last country on my list. But then I had to go to Russia because Guinness World Records said, oh, you waded across that river to get into Russia. And I went, yeah. And then we're not going to accept that. So I had to get a proper visa and go there properly and spend the night. I did get escorted out by the military the next day, which is quite fun.
What, from where? Russia?
Russia, yeah.
Ooh. Excellent.
in freezing cold. It was like January. It was like the end of January in 2013. I was like, oh. But like the thing is, no one had done it before. So it didn't matter how long it took, really. So, if it took an extra few months. Yeah. Because he didn't. I was just worried they'll go, oh, we're not going to accept, like East Timor or something. I'd be like, okay, I'll go back there then, shall I? But you never know. You never know. Anyway, so has anyone else been presented with something that they didn't do? We've had loads of jokes about this today, about Trump getting presented with this Nobel Peace Prize that he didn't earn. Chris Barker, the illustrator, he did Trump getting presented with Usain Bolt's 100 meters Olympic medal.
Right. On the
I
basis,
think the most obvious example to me, with my dated pop culture knowledge, would be Milli Vanilli winning a Grammy for a song that they didn't sing on.
That they
feels
lip
like
synced.
Yeah, it's in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Was it for
Just
How
on the
come...
basis
Sorry, Mike.
on the basis of Trump's example, right? I have for many years had this. Can you see that on the camera?
MBE.
Not very clearly, right? So
It says
I have an
MBE.
MBE.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I have an MBE. Yeah, proper
Wow.
one. Right? And a certificate, which I've just taken out of my toilet. Right, which proves, because it's signed, I don't know if I can get that on camera.
Elizabeth II. Yeah.
Signed by Elizabeth and
Yeah.
Prince Philip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's mine, isn't it?
Is it? Are you an MBE, Mike?
Is it?
No, it's my grand's, but that doesn't matter. She gave it to me
Oh,
before
gave
she
it
died.
to you. Mike, just put
So
MBE after your name.
I'm going to start doing that.
Member of
Yeah.
British
Because
Excellence.
there's nothing stopping you anymore, is there?
Massive
Actually-
boner ejaculation.
On a political note, my grandmother is my political hero. She was amazing, and she gave me this, which is a real honor.
Was she a suffragette?
I actually think you're supposed to give them back when you die. You're not supposed to pass them on to people. But
Really?
anyway, I'm keeping it. But I take it whenever I go and vote. I take it with me, and when I go door knocking, I take it with me. And any women that I meet that say they're not going to vote, I get it out and I tell them the story of my gran, basically, and what she did.
Yeah.
So what did she do?
And she was she was amazing. She was a trade union.
Don't say half of London.
She ended up being the leader of the Northampton County Council because my granddad wouldn't let her be an MP because he thought that women shouldn't do that job. Labour wanker.
Yeah.
Right? But she two great stories about my grand. The first one that always impresses me is she led a trade union, shoemakers union, and she wanted to get equal pay for women in the shoemaking industry in Northamptonshire. So she organises a petition and a strike. And she got all these men from the trade union in this room, and she says, "You've all got to sign this petition." She gets like 1,000 names on the petition. And all the women that were in the room said, "Right, we should march to Downing Street and present this." And she said, "Absolutely, we should do that, but no women, just the men and me." And they said, "Well, why not women?" And said, "Because they won't take you seriously, but they will take the men seriously, basically." So she marched at the front of all these women, all these men, up to Downing Street and presented a petition and got equal pay. And then the other one is, and I can't find any corroborating evidence for this, except my gran told everybody, she saved Margaret Thatcher's life.
What?
As a child,
Brighton,
right? So
oh my God, this is like killing baby Hitler all over again, isn't it?
Yeah. So the story is, right, that the girls from the shoe industry, she was working from the age of 14, used to go at the summer. They used to spend 2 weeks picking fruit in Lincolnshire, which was regarded as a holiday, working class holiday. You get 2 weeks in the countryside, but you're working for 2 weeks. Margaret Thatcher used to come along and take the piss out of these girls for being poor.
Oh, that's nice.
And some of the girls got together, turned Margaret Thatcher upside down in a barrel of water.
Yeah.
And my gran intervened and pulled her out.
Oh.
Wow.
Ah.
That changed the course of reality.
And unlike good Labour woke people that don't wish death on anyone, she regretted it to a dying fucking day. It was like,
why did I do that?
If only I'd known.
Only I'd known. Yeah, well, you just don't know, do you? You just don't. Anyway, George, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. I've just won myself a Nobel Prize. Haven't decided what for yet, but I'm sure I'll think of something. All congratulations to me. Let's do it.
Done, George.
Let's give out Nobel Prizes for gardening.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Anyone that gives a super chat tonight gets a Nobel Prize.
Yeah, you get a Nobel.
I was
you get a
just
Nobel
about
Prize.
to say the same thing. I was going to say, like, you should change like the emoji or whatever. Like if you put a super chat or super thanks in, like it comes up with Nobel Peace Prize or something.
Yeah.
That's what we should
Okay,
do.
I can work on that while we talk. But so this is right. So can we talk about Greenland for a moment? I just want to talk about Greenland. Greenland.
Yeah.
Greenland's my white whale. Because I didn't go to Greenland. It's fucking massive on the map, especially on the Mercator projection. And I haven't been there. So when I'm filling in...
I don't know if you missed this, Abe, last week.
When I'm filling
he
in the
didn't go
map...
to half the countries he said he did. He's just been lying about it all this time.
Yeah.
When I'm filling them, I had to leave it white, and I go, well, it's okay because it's covered in ice anyway. I didn't go to Antarctica either, so same sort of thing.
Right.
But this whole thing, and today Trump's come out with saying he's going to put tariffs on any countries that support Denmark's claim over the country that they've been in charge of for 900 years.
Yeah.
It's I have a problem with something when it's grossly immoral, just from a moral level. But I have an even bigger problem when it's grossly immoral and really economically idiotic. So Brexit, for example, it was bad on a moral level, but also it was economically illiterate. Rare earths aren't that rare. They're not that expensive. They exist in vast quantities in places like Australia. It's just getting the stuff out the ground and then refining it costs a lot of money. But not as much as invading fucking Greenland and then setting up plants all over inside the Arctic Circle where everything's minus 40.
Well, the other thing is, like, the thing that I keep coming back to, and I was talking to Alex about it yesterday, is like this sort of idea that Trump is a strong man for standing up to the EU or for talking about invade. Like all this illustrates to me is a weakness and an inability to negotiate. Like if he'd actually sat around a table and said, I want your rare earth minerals. What do I have to do? How much money do I have to funnel into Greenland to make sure that people are comfortable?
How many leisure centres do you want me to build,
Basically, yeah. Like, how can we make this happen? Because that's what we want. So how can we make life more comfortable for you? The inability of having that negotiation or the ability of allowing it to fail, to me, shows that this is a person who cannot negotiate. The art of the deal stuff is out the window. And whether we're talking about Greenland or Venezuela, like the proof is in the pudding of both of those things. It's about like, oh, I'm just going to plow in, or I'm going to punish people who stop me from plowing in. Like, I thought you were a billionaire negotiator. I thought, like, why should you, of all people, have to be a strong man,
Yeah. And it's ridiculous. Because the big thing isn't about getting the rare earths out of the ground, so to speak. It's the refining of them. That's what uses loads of energy, loads of resources, loads of water. That's the Chinese have got 90% of the refining capability of the world for those particular rare earths. It's like 13 elements or something.
I'm not convinced it's about that. It's like the Venezuela thing. That wasn't about drugs and democracy.
It was about oil.
No, I think the whole thing is a pincer movement, and I don't think it's about Trump. I think it's about the Project 2025 people that, something like 60% of Project 2025 has already been achieved. So, and part of them is about the Don Roe principles or the Monroe principles, which is about controlling that hemisphere.
Yeah.
And I think it's Venezuela and Greenland are pincer movements on Cuba, Mexico, and Canada. I think that's the plan. If you can invade these ones that won't fight back, basically, and get away with it, then you just you numb the American people to the idea that they're now an invading imperial force, basically.
What a time to be alive. So, Pranny, I'll come back to you in a moment.
It's like I've been saying just very quickly. I've been saying very recently that we all laughed at changing the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, but it is genuinely just saying all that oil, that's all ours. Basically, and
staking the claim.
Know what they're doing.
We've got Chris C asking to have a Nobel Prize for sewing, and because Chris C paid £2 for this, you win a Nobel Prize. Well done, done, Chris C. You win a Nobel Prize. Well done. And blah blah CW there in the chat says, I'd like to thank the chat and Diz for this prize. So congratulations, you win a Nobel Prize as well. Scott has turned up. Hello, Scott. We're handing out Nobel Prizes. Be back in a moment. Reverend Kathy, £2 wants a Nobel Prize for sleeping. So
yes, of course,
you get a Nobel Prize. And then finally, Darian DeStar, who is actually nominating Diz for a Nobel Prize for her services to Confetti addiction. I'm sorry, Darian, but these prizes are non-transferable, so this is a prize for you and nobody else. Sorry, Diz. Darian wins a Nobel Prize. How you doing, Scott? You all right, mate?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
You guys all right?
Yeah. We're just talking about how much of a twat Trump is, so that makes a change.
Oh, well, it's not
if he hadn't got re-elected, what the fuck would we be talking about now?
How shit the Labour government is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we talk about that too. But yeah,
hey, I met a minister of the government today in a cafe on the Downs in Brighton. He was out walking with the Ramblers Association. Peter Kyle, the business secretary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Did you give him a brown envelope full of money?
I gave him a cuddle because he's a friend, basically. But then I gave him a hard time about grok, which he did explain. Right? Here's what he said. We looked into trying to shut it down and start our own with investment from the government. But if you try and compete with corporations that can spend more than 10 times the budget we have for education and pensions in this country, you're just not going to win, basically.
Why did they have to, why did they have to create an alternative? Why do we need an alternative? Why can't we just not have grok? Yeah.
Oh, I think we can definitely not have grok, but it's about why haven't we got a UK-based social media platform of any description?
Well, yeah. Well,
do we need one?
Yeah,
well,
we're sending all the money.
No, what's the need? What's the desire for this? Where's that come from?
Easier to regulate if it's based in the UK. Taxes paid in the UK. All of the profits can be forced. You can force them. I wrote a paper for Ofcom 20 years ago talking about creating a public service platform like Channel 4 so that you can actually do all of this stuff and you can regulate it, provide all of the good things about social media and stop sending all the fucking profits to megalomaniac Nazis in San Francisco, basically.
Yeah, I mean, there is a...
Other than that, what did the Romans do for us, Pranny? I agree, basically.
No, I know. And I think that there is a case for building public-owned infrastructure, digital infrastructure, right? Social networks,
or even just
emails.
License. A license that you can take away, like Channel 4, basically.
Right.
That's the model.
Right. So I think that, the fact that we all have Gmail addresses or we have Instagram accounts or we can only talk on Twitter or Threads or, places like that. If these things were owned by the government or some of this was part owned by the government, then we would have a stronger ethics layer to it, or we could make sure that these guys are not exploiting us as they currently are. Yeah. How to get there is harder, but we have European Union, we have other alternatives. So, I mean, it can be done. It'll be done over time.
Really hard. But it's like I pointed out, like he was saying, trying to get we've tried a number of times to get the investment. I've been around, there was a project to try and launch Silicon Fen in Cambridgeshire around the university. And then there was one to try and launch a Silicon Canal, I think they called it, between Oxford and Cambridge. And then they tried to do the same thing in Shoreditch and they've tried to do the same thing in Brighton. And I point out to them every time, where's your missile industry? Because that's how Silicon Valley grew, basically, is that government money was pumped into military expenditure. They had to develop computer systems. NASA had all that money pumped into it. They had to develop computer systems. And the fallout of that taxpayer money going into ways to kill people was that people spun off and created Hewlett-Packard and Apple and everything else, basically. And without that level of investment and the fallout from those profits, basically, we'll never be able to recreate that kind of thing. If you just say, let's make a Facebook. But then I also pointed out to him today, it's fine saying that they're investing 55 billion, but Meta have just pulled the plug on 55 billion worth of investment in the fucking stupid Meta universe.
Yeah, in the Meta. What was that 3D about? I mean, why?
Who wanted that?
Why ever did they think that people want it?
I'll just rant because
so
I've got no
strange.
sound all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mike's lost his sound. Oh dear. Mike, get your sound back.
Say anything quick.
No, let's just move our mouths but not say anything.
Classic prank.
Brilliant. Anyway, so you've just done your show, haven't you? What were you ranting about this evening?
I did a bit of Trump, bit of the...
You did a bit of Trump? That sounds disgraceful.
Bit of Trump. Yes, the Venezuelan opposition leader giving her Nobel to Trump. And then a bit of bit of generic, bit of that ridiculousness. The fact that he lied in his Koonsberg interview.
What did he lie about? What did he lie about?
He said, so he's been saying like for the last 36 hours that he's been wrestling with this as a matter of his conscience since like Christmas. And then he decided at Christmas that he would have to begrudgingly leave the Conservative Party. And actually, it's turned out some source at the Conservative Party have told Koonsberg on Sunday, who conducted the interview, that they were present on the call when he was bollocked by the chief whip and sacked. And apparently all the way through the call, he was denying it, saying, like, you've got no evidence of this. This isn't, like, I don't know anything about this. This is ridiculous. I'm not thinking of leaving. So he was, like, lying right up until the last point. And they said, it's over. It's done. Yeah, so that sort of, it paints a bit of a different colour over his whole press conference later that day, where he says, yeah, I've been thinking about this, and unfortunately it's the right time for me to leave. It's like, no, you've just had the rug pulled and you're scrambling around for somewhere else to pitch your tent. You
oh my
bellend.
God. That is crazy though, isn't it? This was sort of for Kemi Badenoch, this was like her finest hour, wasn't it? She actually managed to get one over somebody, which she can never do at PMQs. So that's quite impressive. But like 1 minute into Farage's press conference on Thursday, she drops this video, and it was a really shitly produced video. But
I think they'll make a comeback. I think the Conservatives will pick up ground in the next like 6 months or so. I did a different video this week about, if you look at the polling of Reform over the last, like, not just like the last couple of weeks, not your YouGov will find out now, but if you actually pan out and look at where they've come from and where they are now, they were at like 30 points to Labour's like 20 or 21 last May. And now it's come down to like 22, 23, depending on which pollster you follow. And Labour are still at like 20, 21. The Conservatives are like 20, 21. And I wonder if something like this, like if the trajectory of Reform continues in that direction, which, you know, we're still 3 years away from a general election, are we? And if there's a continuation of these sort of, you know, low rent, high risk Tories that migrate their way over to Reform don't want that. They like, as in like their supporters, the wider Reform fans. I don't think they're fans of like failed Tories, because Nigel Farage and Richard Tice have been telling everybody this whole time, like, the Tories are the ones, like, they're useless. You need to vote for us. Yeah. So there's that. And then there's the Rupert Lowe, Tommy Robinson, Advance UK, Ben Habib kind of faction, who are saying Reform aren't the solution to your problems. If you want real racism, you should come over with us. Like, we should support
pure racism.
Yeah, like, so you have them nipping at their toes. You have like the populists nipping at the toes of Reform now, in exactly the same way as you used to have, like Farage nipping at the Tories.
Yeah. But Aid, if you're a refugee and you came across because your dad was part of a corrupt government that was overthrown, possibly by someone who was even more corrupt, and you came to the UK in the 1960s with 2 suitcases stuffed full of used £5 notes, and then your son, you know, went to a very, very prestigious private school and ended up, you know, becoming quite a big high up person in the Conservative Party, and that son, you know, wanted no other refugees to be able to leave from where they're, you know, being oppressed, where they're going to be killed, where they're going to be slaughtered in their own sleep. If you're that way inclined and you're like, I am a refugee, I'm from a refugee family, but I fucking hate refugees, you've got a smorgasbord, haven't you, of choice? You can vote for Labour, you can vote for the Tories, you can vote for RefUK, you can vote for the Advance Party. I mean, there's just so many options these days. They're all doing the same thing.
The question is Party. Who?
It's an offshoot. It's a splinter group from the RefUK Party. They're called Advance.
Come on, Scott, get up with the times, man. Have you not seen the new UKIP logo? They're trying to compete with each other.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
That was brilliant.
That's just classic.
I forgot about that.
Just a quick question. This guy, this fictitious immigrant son that you're talking about, Graham.
Yes.
Is he rich?
He's filthy rich. I mean, he's so rich.
Well, then of course he can join the party. He can join the party.
He claimed expenses for heating his stables. Also, he was once wanted by HMRC for owing £5 million that he evaded. Sorry, avoided. If you evade something, it's illegal. If you avoid it, it's completely legal. Completely. Pranay, focus.
Yes, focus. Yes, I know. My camera seems to keep going. No, I think that he probably owed HMRC a lot more, but they had a deal, and the deal meant that he could only pay 5, and he would get out of jail free card, basically.
Yeah.
So, but I think that he owed a lot more or something. I follow this guy. I used to follow him on Twitter, but now I am not on Twitter, so I don't. The tax person, the guy who Dan, I think
Dan
he
Needle.
is like
Dan
name is
Needle.
Dan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he sued him, didn't
he? Yes. Right. And like he did a long blog or like a long series of blogs and like many tweets about him. And he then explained how he was able to do that. And regular people cannot even come like close to it, basically. So yeah.
Yeah. Ms. Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. The really good news is that you also get a Nobel Prize. You win a Nobel Prize. Well done for giving them out like candy. I actually think it'd be more effective if we did what Peru did a few years ago and changed all government computers to run on open source software. What do you think of that? What do you think of those apples? Aid?
I mean, Pranay and Aid would know more about this than most of us.
Yeah, it's quite a big question.
Open source.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, just my quick thoughts on that are that I think that it's a good idea. It's a great idea, but it needs a lot more technical capability in the government, which we currently don't have. But of course, if we made that into a priority, then strategically long term, this would benefit us a lot. But I think that probably more than like open source software, what we really need is like our data to be in a place where it is not owned or licensed to or given in part to these large corporations.
I brought this up with Peter. Yeah. I brought this up with Peter Thiel today.
You had
Peter Kyle
conversation.
Peter Thiel?
I mentioned Peter Thiel to Peter Kyle. I said, "What on earth are you doing?" I said, "Look, I can't get an appointment in Guildford to come up on my fucking NHS app, basically, and you've just handed over all of the data to this guy to fix it." I said, "Have you even looked at his website? I mean, his website talks about waging war on social media across the world. It's blatant. It's just blatant what they do.
Yeah,
and we just stupidly handed over all our data to them."
No,
I feel
like where's I don't need to shave streeting did it, basically.
We need like a sort of council, like, so if you become a billionaire, yes, you win capitalism, but also there is a council of people that have to sort of surround you and like monitor and audit your movements. Because I swear to God, like whether you are a Bill Gates or an Elon Musk or a Peter Thiel or like whoever, with every 100 million that you add to your stack in net worth, I feel like they go like a little bit crazy, a little bit more megalomaniac, a little bit.
We should assign an Aid Thompson and a Graham Hughes to each of them and say,
keep them
you've got to hang around with this.
They have to be happy with these people. Yeah.
You can't give him any of your money. You can't give him any of the money. We'll pay them out of the state. We'll pay them an 80 grand salary so that they're comfortable enough, basically. But they have to follow you all day.
I don't know if I'm in any position to be anyone's like ethics policeman, but like a council would be
just anybody normal, because most of them don't have contact with normal people. That's the problem. Really.
I think that is the problem. Like, to go back to we were talking about Margaret Thatcher earlier, a really interesting quote or story that I heard shared on must have been like a History Channel biography or something or other. Some talking head on there was saying part of her problem was that she believed that because she was this grocer's daughter and she had come up and made something of herself, that actually it was on anyone else out there, whatever their background, that they could always change their situation. and she felt like the intelligence and ability of people generally was like innate, and people could just do it if they really put their mind to it. And this person on the documentary was like, but the thing with that is like her context, her perspective of it was that she was surrounded by people who had achieved a huge amount. So she was in this sort of bubble of like high achieve, like ministers, thought leaders, business leaders, but also like even like her secretaries and PAs, they were saying, would all be like either privately educated or state school, like exceptionally gifted communicators, mathematicians, physicians. Like she'd be amongst like the best of the best, and it really like colored her perspective and turned her into the monster that she became, basically. Like where she was like, whoever you are, wherever you are from, whatever your background, you can always just, you know, pull up your bootstraps. It's like that's not even close to a reflective reality of what, like, how people are living their lives.
No.
Bootstraps.
The few, very few wealthy, rich people that I know, they've all got that attitude.
Yeah.
I did it
To
all by myself.
Yeah.
And I always say to them,
if I did it, you can do it. Even though I had loads of contacts, I had loads of this, I had all the privilege in the world. But if I did it, so can you.
No, but also, I mean, I know a couple that went through state schools to get there, basically. But ultimately, you say, and did you use any roads at all while you were doing that? You know, was there anything that the government or the council provided you that helped in this process in any way? Oh, you got some grants, did you? Oh, right, okay, right, that makes some sense.
But it's a really awkward exercise to force people to have, because I've definitely had a blind spot about this before, which my missus has sort of like pulled me back on the straight and narrow about, where I've said, because I've been able to change my situation by retraining, going into software engineering, which you can learn on YouTube for free, and go for interviews and then go for jobs that pay more. And it's totally possible for some people to be able to do that. And for a while, I fell into that bucket of people where I was like, if I can do it,
why isn't everyone else?
Do it.
Yeah.
But
you must have an aptitude. You must have an aptitude for it as well. It must be something that.
So you need to have time. You need to have computers.
Yeah.
You need to have internet access. You need to have the space. You like kind of need like to have all of your other things provided for, like, right, like food and laundry and like, you know, health and whatever else, like everything.
So
and like also psychological health. I mean, come on.
I think I was just like looking back at that period. I think I was somewhat drunk on the idea that because I was getting up, let's say like Jacob was like a baby, he was tiny then, and so I tried to make the most of any free time that I could to try to learn more of how to do this new thing. And the only time I could do that was like at half 3 in the morning. I would wake up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and really get up and like just make the most of the little time that I had before he woke up and the craziness started. So I got drunk on this idea that, oh, I'm doing it for myself, which of course I was, like, to some extent. But again, like, to go back to still recognizing the privilege that swallows that situation. It's like I was still living in someone else's house. I still had internet access. When I went for interviews, I was still a superficially white middle-class male who could communicate clearly, who, like, there's no end of and even if we like take it back even further, so like I was raised on council estates by a single mother, but she was a single mother who had gone to elocution lessons like years earlier, so she could speak well and read loads. And my dad worked in broadcasting and journalism, so I inherited a lot of like the way that I speak, my vocabulary, from them. So you have to sort of, even though you can put yourself forward and like work hard, and you can take pride in some of that stuff, there's still this whole other foundation behind you that you need to recognize and like give people a leg up if you can do.
Well, and I mean, you're absolutely right. They're micro benefits that you don't notice because you're in them basically. And it's like my experience with the health service at the moment is, you know, I present exactly the same as most of my doctors. And the NHS was built by a bunch of white, middle-aged, middle-class men for white, middle-aged, middle-class men, and I get the best service just because I present that way, basically. And it's, you know, you have to take that into account, which is why every time I come across a problem, I try and fix it for everybody, because you go, well, if I don't do it, who the fuck is going to do it, basically? Because, you know, if a brown woman with an accent walks in, the system is just not designed to help her in any way, and she also she doesn't have a voice. You know, she can't actually do anything about it, basically.
Statistically, that's depressingly accurate. Like, there's been studies about this where, like, if a black woman goes on a maternity ward and raises her hand and says something's not right, or I need help with this, that they are fantastically, ferociously more likely to be seen as a troublemaker. They won't get the right service. They'll be ignored or dismissed, or and
medical misogyny is something that a rabbit hole I've been going down recently, which is just awful.
Although
people with exactly the same complaint as me, exactly the same symptoms, but they just happen to be female, are treated very differently.
Although I should add that as a brown person, my experience of the NHS and its systems has been like pretty good, like really good. And I am not like sure why. I think that they may have done some balancing or figured out some things, but like I like get alerts for things that they like find that like South Asians are, like, for example, more like susceptible to, you know, problems, the heart or diabetes or other things.
Oh, it's true.
And I mean, so I like get opportunities like that. So I think I
think that's different, though. I think that's wokeness doing its job, basically. It's largely white middle class people sitting there and deciding to be woke. That's the thing.
Sure. But the effect is that people are being cared for slightly better than they were before. Probably, right? So,
possibly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Don't get me started on my current experience with the NHS. Give up with them. I really do. I very nearly stole a hire car the other day, drove to Spain, and became a refugee. Because I'm like, this is maybe a controversial view, but I put it to Wayne the other day when he rang me that I felt this way for a little while, but I absolutely confirmed this week. There was a bureaucratic mix-up that meant that I was facing another sigmoidoscopy only 3 weeks after the last one that I had one. I ended up driving to Guildford, hiring a car, driving in the rain and the dark at rush hour to get to Guildford, only to be told that it had been cancelled the day before, and nobody had told me. Nobody had told me.
Jesus.
And you know, like, you go through a lot of stress. I go through a lot of stress facing a sigmoidoscopy. I don't like them. I wouldn't recommend them to anybody.
I don't know what that is, by the way.
It's a camera with knives on it shoved up your ass.
With knives?
Not quite with knives, but it feels that way.
Yeah, but
hang on. They do biopsies. They cut.
That's
pieces
so
of your,
the knives can go out or come back in. It's kind of like robotic.
And you watch it. Yeah, it's really cool technology because you watch it all in 4K as they're doing it.
I'm not watching that. No.
Why would you watch something that?
There's nothing you can do about it. They put the damn telly in front of them.
But they drug you before they do it. Are you not drugged?
No, because I had to drive as well. You know, so when you're when you're doing this stuff alone, it's an endoscope with a camera, and there are
it goes up your behind, and you can see it on telly.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
See what's in there.
It just seems so. It seems so unnecessary.
You can buy them on eBay.
No, it seems unnecessary, right?
But my point is, right, I was trying to work out, because I'm in between doctors and trusts at the moment. I'm having to travel 60 miles because there is a major problem with a doctor in my area, and rather than sack him, I'm having to drive 60 miles away to avoid him, basically. And all of the NHS, all of the doctors and everybody I talk to all agree with me that I'm doing the right thing. And you kind of go, well, then just sack him, basically, you know. But anyway, It's not the point. I sat here in this car park, being honest with you, very glad that I didn't have to do the sigmoidoscopy. The win for me was that I didn't have to have the camera up my arse that day. But the loss was a day of stress about this. £28 per direction to travel there, basically.
Yeah.
And it's pissing down with rain and cold. And I just spent 2 wonderful weeks in Spain with a girlfriend, right? So, and my grandson. So I'm like, I have been kidnapped by the NHS.
Yeah.
Right. I am trapped in this country by the NHS. So for all we say to Americans and everybody else, hey, we've got free at the point of service healthcare, etc. It's actually trapping me in this country at the moment. Since Brexit, I cannot go and live in Spain and get the same level of healthcare service without paying for it. I can't afford to pay for that at the moment. Yes, I could reorganize my life to try and make sure I do that. But fundamentally, I am trapped in this, personally, shithole of a country at the moment, basically, by the NHS. That's the only thing that's keeping me here. It's the only reason.
What about me?
That's one of the reasons to leave.
Oh, God damn it. You do know if you're in America, you'll be in exactly the same position where you couldn't go anywhere else, but you wouldn't be able to afford it in this in your country either. Because by now you'd be like, so
no, I know, and it's a totally controversial view, but it does actually restrict. In a way, it traps a certain class of people in this country. You can't do anything.
But if we hadn't Brexited, yes, you could get that healthcare somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm not arguing that we shouldn't go over to a paid-for system at all. But we could look at something like the Spanish system, which is half and half, basically.
But what would be a cheaper and more effective way of dealing with the situation, Mike, is we get Nigel Farage, right? We take him down to Clacton Pier, and we put him in a big trebuchet, and we yeet him into the sea. There you go.
Can we do a sigmoidoscopy with something about this diameter first?
I don't think anyone
guys, I've got to go.
Oh, hey, it's something I said.
I got to run. Yeah, as always.
Oh, I miss you.
No, I've got to go. My missus has texted me. She's like, "You need to come in and hang up the washing. I want to go to bed." I'm like, "Okay, fine."
Go do your chores.
So
thanks so much for coming on, Aid. Have a great weekend.
Yes, much love to all. Man. See you all soon.
Bye.
Cheerio. Bye.
Bye.
So now we got Scott, who's going to have to tell us what he's up to. Scott, stop jigging your legs with your arms down like that because it looks like you're having a wank.
It's an anxiety thing. Sorry.
Yeah, but because hands where I can see them, motherfucker. Sitting there,
not wearing a hair.
I'm not having a fucking wank.
He was going to stop anyway because Aid fucked
up. Yesterday, I was at work and I had a bit of a moment, and I ended up the first thing in the morning just being a rotted bitch to my boss, and I instantly felt terrible. And there's this room that we have in the office, which you can go to. It's dimly lit. It's got a comfy seat and pillows, and
for having a wank.
Would you let me tell my fucking story?
Sorry, don't shout at me.
For once, it's not Scott taking us down that route.
Well, no, I kind of am. If you just let me fucking tell the story.
Okay, go on.
So then, so I was, my boss was actually quite empathetic with me for the first time, and she, I said I want to go home and I'll work from home, and that's what I did. But before I left, I my emotional support person or something. But I got my friend at work, Tom, who I wanted to speak to him before I left, and he's such a great guy, and he gave me a hug and told me to order some McDonald's and go home, and I was like, yeah, no, that makes sense. I said, yeah, it was nice, but he's had a look around the room, and he noticed, because obviously this room has a sink, a very nice sink, and it's got paper towels and hand lotion and hand soap and everything else. And it's got like this picturesque picture of like a riverbank, right? So it's supposed to be, a chill out, relaxing room. And he goes, you know what though? I'm not going to lean on that wall, because in a room where you can lock the door, be by yourself, that has lotion and tissues in it, I don't want to know what you've been doing in here.
What?
And I was like,
what?
As if I cry in this room. I don't wank. I don't wank and cry. I just cry.
Do you have a good crank now and again?
Everything about that story was kind of like, oh, that sounds like a nice employer. Oh, that sounds like a boss that understands that you lost your rag with.
Yeah,
them,
then my friend just goes,
and then right at the
end. I'm not touching that wall because that's facing the chair, and I'm just like, thanks, mate. It was obviously here, he was trying to make me laugh, which he did.
Of course.
I was a bit like, as if I come in here when I'm upset, not when I'm horny.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Scott, but I do need to address the super chat that we got about half an hour ago from Talk Maddie. I don't want Talk Maddie to get mad at me. Talk Maddie, you've won a Nobel Prize. Well done. You've won a Nobel Prize. Yay!
Wow, that's amazing.
£2 super chat. NHS is misogynistic despite 80% of it being female.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of procedures and medicines and, the even like CPR dummies are all men. Yep. Like they're not women, and apparently a lot of men won't give women CPR because there's. Oh, hello.
What is
just
that?
on promoting books? This book, Unwell Women. It's about medical misogyny.
What's it about?
Medical misogyny.
Women who aren't very well.
It's exactly what Graham was just saying. The fact that most procedures and treatments and medicines are all tested on men, not women.
Right.
And then they're just given to women, and they cause major problems.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of stereotype of I'm gonna sneeze.
That's not a stereotype. That's a genuine sneeze, I think.
Sorry about that. Yeah. It was the stereotype that women can endure pain more, can
which is bullshit as well.
Yeah, it's
bullshit.
It's a lot of crap. But it's when the medical field, I suppose, modern medicine was being discovered, it was discovered by men. So yeah.
And don't forget, for a long time they couldn't even.
Sure there were women involved, but mostly men.
For a long time, any medical research was done on dead bodies that were dug up from the fucking graveyard.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And they just didn't know how women work. They just thought it was all, I don't know, God did it. Fulmar Music has just dropped a couple of gift memberships in there. Thank you, Fulmar Music. You are absolutely awesome. And now Fulmar Music has given Pete's Music a gift membership. How cool is that? And also, Jamie Alice has also got a gift membership. So I hope you enjoy.
Fulmar must get a Nobel Peace Prize for that, surely.
Do you want a Nobel Peace? I think everyone should get one.
Yeah.
Okay. Go on then.
You
win a Nobel Prize, Fulmar Music. Thank you. You win two.
How much would it really piss Trump off if the Nobel Committee just gave everybody on the planet the Nobel Peace Prize?
Yeah, except him.
Yeah,
everyone.
And then when he says, "Why didn't I get one?" You say, "Well, you've already got one.
Yeah.
How many do you want?"
It was such a
Who are you,
bullshit thing.
Marie Curie?
Whatever. It was a bullshit thing. The whole thing happened yesterday. It was just noise, crap.
It always is, though, isn't it? I was talking to a mate today about it, that if you actually spend a little while ignoring the news, it's like The Archers. I don't know if any of you have ever listened to The Archers, but I was brought up listening.
No, I was born in the 70s, not the 40s.
I'm not familiar, though. So
I was brought up listening to Radio 4 and The Archers, right? And the characters in that long-running soap opera, I think it's 60 or 70 years old, isn't it? Somebody in the chat will correct me. Because they're family-based, right? They almost never change. The ones that you grew up with are now adults, but they're still in it, basically. And the other day, I listened to it for the first time in about 4 years. I was in this car. I couldn't get the Bluetooth Android Auto working, Graham, from your Room 101 in the week with Rachel. Couldn't get it to work with the car, so I had to listen to the radio. And it was, as I was driving home, The Archers came on, and I thought, I haven't listened to this for 4 years, but I've picked up exactly what's been happening for the last 4 years, i.e. nothing. Basically. Just a few people had moved around and remarried or something, basically. But the thing is, it's kind of just like the news. If you ignore Trump for 2 or 3 weeks, And then you come back and they say, well, he's invading Greenland now. And you go, yeah, of course he is.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Sounds like something he would do. Simply Secular Dave says, what if we tell Trump he can have Greenland if he goes there and installs a US flag? Then we send him to Antarctica and just leave him there. I think that's great. I think that's a great plan.
Fun, right? But...
It is.
We should do that. We should also send Elon up on a rocket and never have him come back. So all of these guys should just go.
If the Democrats get into power and control the NASA budget, that's what they should say.
Literally looking.
We'll give you the rest of the funding, but you need to go to Mars.
Yeah, you need to go to Mars and take all your right-wing pals with you.
Or you even need to have the guts to climb into one of your rockets. You big
exploding rockets.
Basically.
He's probably too old and unhealthy now to deal with those G forces. So
whatever we think
go himself.
I mean, William Shatner went up in one of Bezos's rockets, didn't he?
Hello, Wayne.
Wayne.
Hi.
Hello, how's it going?
All right. Just sitting here, and I.
What are you up to?
Well, isn't that your job?
No, his job is fucking delivering milk bottles.
Yeah, right, but he has to wait until like 11:30 at night or something to do that, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm just waiting to load. How is everyone?
All right.
Terrible.
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks for asking.
I did see a very funny meme just
You're
now.
a ray of sunshine, aren't you?
No. Have you seen the news? We're only 2 weeks in, mate. We're only 2 weeks in.
I know. 2 weeks in. NATO's gone. World War III.
Yeah.
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's not good, is it?
No, it's not fun, mate.
You got any Stay Puft marshmallows?
That's it.
Well done. Well done for getting the reference.
Yeah, no worries. Anytime, baby. So what do you like work all night? Do you not get home till like 6 a.m. or something? Or?
No, I won't be done tonight till probably about 4:30, 5 maybe.
You deserve a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, we are handing out peace prizes today.
Franny, you need to focus, man. Focus on what you're doing. Focus.
Hang on a minute. I do not deserve a Nobel Peace Prize because they're giving them out like confetti right now.
They are.
They are. Confetti, indeed.
We've devalued the Nobel Peace Prize by about 10 already today. So
I know.
We're just.
We're only 18 days into the year. Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
But the woman who won it, she gave a peace prize to Trump, but it's got her name on it. Like
he was the
weirdest.
He was the dodgy winner of it anyway.
I know.
Stupid.
Because she's a right-wing Trump supporter anyway. She always was. It just didn't like the Nobel Prize Committee didn't do themselves any favors by giving it to her in the first place. I don't think. I don't think so. But they've tried to take this higher moral ground by not giving it to Trump, but you think, but yeah, I'm not sure she deserved it. I also don't believe Obama deserved it when he first got it, which is what's caused all this.
I don't think any US president who has received the Peace Prize deserved it. I don't think so.
No.
And there have been a few.
Obama, isn't it? Has anyone else
I think it's Obama. No, Obama's the only one, and everyone was surprised because he got it after about 6 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he did.
I've met Jose Ramos Horta, who's the president of East Timor or Timor-Leste, and he won it. He's a laureate of the Peace Prize.
Obama was the fourth president to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
After Teddy Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson and Jimmy Carter. Oh yeah, okay.
Yep.
But that was for stuff that he did after leaving office.
Yes, that's true. And he got it during his campaigning. He hadn't even become president yet, or was he? I don't remember. But it was.
Darian, I love you. Thank you so much. And you know what, mate? If this is copium, I'll just fucking take it. Any port in the storm. That's what I say. You win a Nobel Prize. I know you've already got one. The last one was a Nobel Prize for physics. This is a Nobel Prize for medicine, so well done. The current rumours are that Trump had a stroke last year and hasn't got long for this world, hence his mad behaviour. And his MRI on his routine, his routine checkup, which involved an MRI for some reason. His second annual checkup of the year, because you have 2 a year when they're annual, that's right, yeah?
Graham, I'm going to nominate you for the Politics Social Peace Prize for keeping things legit on Ginger Island.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know how legit they are. I'm not there. Anything could be going on.
We don't know all the details of what goes on Ginger Island.
It could be turning into some drug-fueled Epstein fucking disgusting, thing.
Graham,
I don't know.
I think we should start a campaign to release the Ginger Island files.
Yeah.
That's what we should do.
I'm going to turn up in March and sort of roll my sleeves, something all right. Let's get clean and put me marigolds on.
But Mike, aren't you on the guest list for Ginger Island?
I am, yeah, apparently. But he tells me that the cancer care there is slightly worse than in Guildford, so I'm not...
Well, on the island, yeah, but they got John Hopkins as University Hospital in Panama City.
See, I am trapped by the NHS.
And we
were discussing this the other day, weren't we? That I'm trapped in this country. I cannot move.
It's not
to
the
Ginger
NHS.
Island.
It's not the NHS's fault. It's Nigel Farage's fault. Pivot your rage towards Nigel Farage.
No, it's Attlee and the 1945 Labour government. Is them that trapped me here. I'm turning right wing. This is my new thing.
Wow.
I've decided that my pension plan is to go right wing just at the wrong moment.
Right-wing defects.
Just as the rest of the country is swerving off.
Are you going to join RefUK?
Totally, yeah. It's now Genric's in there and it's got some credibility. I'm really keen.
No, Mike's doing the worst thing. He's going to join a rival podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't. Andrew says that Jimmy Carter deserved his Nobel Prize, which I think he did as well. He did a lot of stuff. But Diz does say Henry Kissinger got one, for fuck's sake. Rolling her eyes. Yeah, Diz, you're absolutely bang on. But yes, and Billy Kershaw saying Graham has a drawer full of watches. Yeah, Apple watches.
Fuck off.
I can't make that joke this week. Scott will blow his fucking nut. He'd be like,
"Oh yeah, I've got mental, right? Yeah, I'll go insane."
You'll do
No, I won't, Graham. You're not a woman, so I won't.
Okay. Was it the guy who was in Terminator 4, whatever it was? What's his name? Empire of the Sun kid. Played Batman. Christian Bale. You remember Christian Bale has his little fucking meltdown, and he was screaming about, "Do I touch your fucking lights? Do I touch?" Sound like fucking Wayne, actually.
It was a Sandman, wasn't it? It was a
yeah. It's like, "Do I touch your fuzzy boom mic thing? Do I touch your fuzzy boom?
Do I touch your mic muff?
Do I touch your muff? Do I touch Mike's muff?"
Well, again, Ginger Island is all coming out.
Yeah,
indeed. No, I'd love to take you all with me next time I go, but I don't know if you're fit.
I'd love to go.
My suitcase.
I'd love to go. I currently have a plan to visit Mexico City.
Ooh, actually, that's halfway there, isn't it?
Yeah, Maria's coming over from Spain, and it suddenly hit me that we do still have a certain level of flexibility with our European travels because she has to get a visa to come to the UK. Which just suddenly struck me as, not something I ever consider, basically. But we are going to have to start considering that for Europe soon, aren't we? So.
Yeah. Thanks to Farage. Seriously, mate. Yep. It's all Farage's fault. Let's get making that trebuchet. What we'll do is we'll put like a pint of warm lager, and what else does he like? A dead fox, maybe? Dead fox.
Yeah.
A pack of Marlboro Lights.
Pile of rubles.
Yeah. Oh yeah, rubles. He likes rubles. So and we'll lure him in, and then when he steps onto the X, and then we'll go and then the trap will land on him, and it'll scoop him up, put him in the trebuchet, fling him into the sea. Brilliant.
When we talk about giving out stupid gongs to people just to placate them, like Trump, I've thought this for years. Right? If David Cameron had made Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage lords, I don't think the last 10 years would have been run out the same way that they did. Because I think both of them were just after, they didn't want to run parties or governments or the country or anything else. They just wanted the status and a voice. And we could have happily had Farage ranting on in the House of Lords all the time with the other idiots, basically. It would have been fine. He wouldn't have been able to do any of the things that he's done since. He's just literally been on this hunt, like Trump is, for this recognition by the people that have never treated him seriously because he's a naff twat, basically.
Yeah, but the only reason Trump wanted the Nobel Peace Prize is because the brown man in front of him got it. and he didn't like it.
Yeah, that's completely correct.
Exactly. Yeah, and like we all agree, Obama didn't deserve it.
Oh, 100%.
Right? But then you get this situation. This is a problem with the bloody Democrats at the moment. They just switched and voted to support Trump's budget, didn't they? Like they didn't need to. They didn't have to vote at all. They could have abstained, but they decided to vote with the Republicans because they are just as bad, really, most of the time. It's like Clinton got out of providing evidence to the committee investigating the Epstein files. So did Hillary Clinton get out of providing evidence for them, won't appear in front of them, just like a Republican wouldn't appear in front of the January 6th Commission.
Oh, no.
You know, and in this case, right, Obama, I have a lot of respect for Obama, but if he handed back his Nobel Peace Prize, if he just said, actually...
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, that'd be a touch. As if to say, look, mate, it's not worth the paper it's written on
not
anymore.
Important. Yeah. Or even just said, I feel like it was presented to the American people, so I'd like to donate it back to the White House, and whichever let's write a little law that says every president can wear it at bedtime if they want to, basically, or something.
But that, going back to your point about the Clintons not turning up when they were subpoenaed in front of Congress, Trump set the precedent for that. So they just basically said, well, Trump did it, so we ain't turning up, so jog it on.
Yeah,
but that's the problem. The problem with all of these changes that Trump is creating is they're going to be incredibly difficult to reverse, because in most cases governments don't reverse powers once they've been given them. So, Obama deported more people than Trump will manage to in his 2 terms.
So did
Biden. Successful at deporting. Yeah. And they didn't reverse any of the powers that they got from the Republicans to do any of that stuff, right? So a massively overfunded private army, if Trump doesn't manage to take control of the country using it, the Democrats won't get rid of it. They'll keep the funding in place for that, and they'll use it for their own purposes, whatever it is.
Pygmalion has just dropped £2 in the Super Chat fund. So, Pygmalion, you win a Nobel Prize. Well done. Almost at confetti. Yes, we need one more Super Chat. Which has to be a minimum of £100. Only joking, be whatever. And we will have a very, very special confetti tonight.
To your point, Mike, about
can I just ask though very quickly? Is all the super chat money going to go into your bank account in Qatar, Graham? Is that the plan? Yeah,
yes.
Cool.
No, hang on. We've got Martin Harrow. Martin Harrow's won a Nobel Prize for a £2 super chat, which says "boom." There we go. And Darian to start as well. Another £2 for Diz. Diz, thank you. And this is where Diz actually gets the Nobel Prize, because everyone gets a Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize is all round. Woo! Yeah!
Yay!
Yeah!
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone who has just won a Nobel Prize, which is everyone.
Mike, I just wanted to say to your point about not reversing things. When Biden got back in after Trump's first term, he could have put the Iran deal back on, but didn't. So it is a case of once things get taken away, they don't tend to put them back.
Yeah,
and it would have solved all manner of crap.
Did the Labour government reverse any of these protesting laws that the Tories put in place?
No.
Have they done that yet? No. Do they reverse any of the Labour laws that the Tories put in place? No, they don't get around to it for some reason. Basically, it's the same old every time, and until we pick up on the idea that we need to tax the rich and get some people in power that maybe we need Farage for a little while to fuck things over, basically. I don't know.
Oh, Mike.
I don't know.
Don't say
because
God, look at this.
How are they going to take it seriously?
The NHS screw him over with an appointment.
Graham,
now he's voting Farage.
It's my entire pension plan, basically. It's like
right-wing Mike is here to stay.
You're going to try to
bankrupt the country.
You want to ruin the country for all the younger people by voting for a reform. You go for
fucking young people. Young people, don't get me started.
Hang on, Mike. I've got to stop you there, because L Butterfly Effect went to the toilet when I was giving out the Nobel Peace Prize, so she doesn't get a Peace Prize. I'm so sorry, Elle. You don't get one.
Oh, no.
She gets a P Prize.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, it's awful. Sorry. Anyway,
also, hang on. Now I'm a right wing podcaster. Tough shit, Al. Get over it.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Snowflake.
Did anyone see? I think I mentioned this last week. Did anyone see the Diary of a CEO thing that has blown up because it was?
Yeah.
What?
Always knew that, like Stephen, whatever his name is
that
a dick.
guy.
So. Yeah,
he's like a podcaster, right?
So is this podcaster? He used to be on Dragon's Den. Like he's a young CEO. He's a millionaire at 21 or something like. And he seemed all
like
right.
a marketing company.
Stephen Bartlett, is it his name?
Bartlett.
Yeah, he's a
yes,
yeah.
And
tosser.
And he's got this podcast, and he keeps getting these like alt-right, like toxic manosphere knobheads coming on his show. Yeah. And he had this guy on saying that, we need to do something about all the incels, because they're not being able to pass the genes on. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, good. Evolution.
Yeah. There's a reason
for that.
That's why Elon Musk has to do it in a cup.
Yeah, and he's like, we need, maybe the government. His guest says maybe the government should step in and do something about it. And like, what? Teach men how to be better people. Treat women with respect. No. We just force women to have sex with all these men that they don't want to have sex with because they're fucking toxic. What the fuck?
The Handmaid's Tale, isn't it? Literally the Handmaid's Tale.
They're all of a sudden right-wing Mike's interested.
Yeah, no, I'm liking this. It sounds good. How does it work?
We have another Nobel Prize to hand out to George. Super chatter today. Oh, too late. No, it's never too late for a Nobel Prize.
Never too late for a Nobel Prize.
Anyone else wants a Nobel Prize? You may do that.
They're 10 a penny.
Fran Man says diarrhea of a CEO. Which is quite
no, Liz Allen said that, and I repeat it because that's a great comment. I quite like it. That's good.
Diarrhea of a CEO.
But
he's proving the algorithm, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
This podcast with me ranting like a boomer is going to be the most successful one you've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
The most lucrative one.
Giving out Golden Globes. Go on. Podcast now. But yeah, I think... Go on that, Fanny. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but I think that if you call your podcast Diary of a CEO, and CEOs aren't usually known to be empathetic people. I mean, we know that you get to be a CEO if you display psychopathic tendencies.
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
This has been proven by research anyway. So once you get those kind of people on your podcast, and this is your like main thing to do, then of course these points of view are going to come out, and you're going to reflect them.
And also, sorry, Pranny, Karen. No, you can't.
No, you go.
No, I was going to say he's kind of doing the reverse of people like Joe Rogan and Alex Jones in that he's only a famous CEO because he was on The Apprentice, right? It's a classic. It's like Deborah Meaden is not actually the world's best businesswoman.
He's gone bust. Dragon's Den.
Sorry.
Deborah
Meaden's gone bust twice. No, he was on Dragon's Den, but what he's doing is now like Trump. He's become a famous businessman, but he made most of his income out of the money he got from Dragon's Den. Like most of the business people on there do that, except for the original guy, whatever his name is, right? So he gets famous for doing that. Then of course he starts a podcast because that's the world we live in now. Whereas Alex Jones was a podcaster who became a health food salesman on the internet, basically, which is pretty much what Stephen Twatface is anyway. That's his business. Is a fairly shitty internet.
Not really health food though, is it? It's not.
No, Alex Jones.
Protein supplements.
Alex Jones is the biggest fucking fraud ever. Because all the stuff that he was saying that Obama was going to do, we're going to have, they're going to take your guns, we're going to put you in FEMA camps, they're going to lock you up, they're going to chase you down the street.
They're turning the frogs gay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was always that.
I mean, that is happening.
Trump is actually doing it, and he's endorsing it.
Yeah.
Trump is actually doing all that shit that he was like, Obama's going to do this, Obama's going to do that. Trump's doing it now. Oh, that's fine. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking shill.
Yeah. You're right.
It's
Anyway, gentlemen, I have actually got to go because I've got to do like this thing called my job.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh, after you've gone, we'll discuss what a job
Tell you,
is. That
mate.
sounds fascinating.
I love the
that
way
work?
Wayne says it with such indignation, like we called him and said,
Don't
"Get on the
work for a
fucking show,
living.
you
Do know what I
bastard!"
mean? It's ridiculous. Like, I haven't got a
No,
job.
but the thing is,
Got a
Oh.
job to go to, you bastards.
it's just the timing conflict now, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. Obviously, I used to be here all the time, but you know, crowbarring it in just to you know, see your beautiful faces.
Well, and yours, Wayne.
Oh.
Can I reply?
And Mike.
Thanks, mate. Love you.
All right, love you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, Wayne. Bye.
Have a good one. See you
Wayne.
later.
Take care.
Can I just answer Andrew something? I am having a bad week with the NHS, Andrew. But Andrew says, Mike, lay off the NHS, please. I had my knee replacement 18 months ago without much delay and going into hospital for a cataract replacement on Monday within 2 months of applying for it. Any gratitude? Yeah, I'm very grateful to the NHS and all the taxpayers that pay for it. I really am. But genuinely, it's our NHS. I love the NHS. I love the people that work in the NHS, and I want it to fucking work well. We're paying for it, so we should have an NHS that works well. And politicians shouldn't be allowed to fuck about with it like they have over the years and make it work less well. Yeah. And currently, you know, I'm working a postcode lottery on my NHS services, and it means that two different trusts work in two different ways with two different communication systems, which I'm falling down the gap of. I do agree with you that when you get treated after 2 months of waiting for it, 18 months of waiting for a knee replacement, etc. It's lovely, and the nurses are all lovely, and the cups of tea and biscuits they give you are fabulous. I agree with all of that. But if the NHS isn't working for us, we have to be able to stand up and say that, because it is our NHS. It's like, no, it's unlike, it's exactly the same as every other bit of government. You can criticise it with care.
But you were complaining they didn't pay for you to go to Malaga for the week.
I'm complaining. I'm not. Listen.
You said, why can't I get my medical care in another country? It's not fair. He's like, oh yeah, I did say that.
I actually have an ECHA. I have a card that would allow me to get that.
Oh, Mike, what's happened to you, Mike?
Allow me to get the care.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Mike, your Mike.
Mike, what happened to you, Mike?
Mike,
we're talking about the European health card, yeah?
Listen, I get it. Every time I post anything about the NHS online, I get a number of people complaining. But I also, when I post something about King fucking Charles, I get a number of people complaining. I'm sorry, but we pay for both of them, and we have a right to
complain about them.
Ask for a decent service.
I don't pay for the weather. I still get to complain about it. Brilliant. How cool is that? Fucking weather.
I'm a bit ranty tonight, and I do apologise for it. I do. I've had a day
that's
of
Scott's job. You're stealing Scott's.
Yeah.
Can I just say that
I'm being careful tonight.
The fact that we pay for something doesn't give us the right. The fact that we use something gives us the right, because many people cannot pay for. Quite a few people do not pay taxes because they just do not earn enough. But they have a right to criticize as well. So yeah,
if they buy things in a shop, they're paying some tax, and that goes towards the NHS.
True.
I disagree with you on that.
Okay, fine, fair enough.
They're also taxed on their universal credit. They're taxed on all sorts of things, basically. So like
fair enough.
Everybody in this country contributes to the NHS in one way or another. We all do.
Yeah. Anyone doing the self-assessment at the moment? Anyone enjoying the self-assessment?
Oh, do not go there.
It's so much fun.
Oh God.
HMC Cumbernauld.
ADHD and 31st January do not work.
That's so true.
Do not.
Fulmar Music has just given another gift membership to Mystical Wolf. So Mystical Wolf, you now have a wonderful new super chat, new position as a member of the channel. Welcome. I'll have to update the credits. Oh, and Fulmar Music's just done another super chat. Sorry, not a super chat, gift membership, which has gone to DJ Sporty2. So DJ Sporty2, welcome. And also to Fulmar Music, just let me say thank you. You are the best.
What a star.
Best.
Thank you.
The best. And King Prince Charles, see Donkey Dave vid pre-coronation. What?
What is Donkey Dave?
I don't know who Donkey Dave is. There was a porn star called Donkey Dave, wasn't there? Scott?
I have no idea.
I don't Lord, I don't know. Every man has a penis. I don't know all of them. Okay.
Yeah, Scott, have some ambition.
Sorry, not every man. Some men.
Imagine playing that game, like identify the politician by their penis.
Oh no, dude.
That'd be great. I'd do that. I'd totally play that game.
It's like a tiny orange one. And you're like, yeah, I know which one that is.
I want to do that with my friends. I want like all my male friends, just give me a collage of all their dicks, and then I gotta
suss out whose is who.
Face. Yeah.
I think some would be a bit more obvious than others.
I think some would be very obvious than others. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think that I'll be at a I think that I'll be at a disadvantage there because I'm brown, but whatever.
Well, no, not necessarily.
You could be confused
other
with
brown
Wayne.
friends.
Yeah,
and also Scott has a black penis.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. It's a miracle of modern science. Anyway, for more music. Thank you very much for another gift membership here, which has been gifted to Colin Lunt. There you go. Wonderful. And now we just got oh my God, we got a £68 mega chat. Thank you so much from Darian De Star. Woo! Thank you so much. Friggin' hell, it's grumpy tonight. £28 to Mike to pay for his next car hire to the hospital, £20 towards Scott's damn watch, and £10 to Graham and
nice.
I'm gonna get this watch
for whatever.
You know what I mean? I'll probably have it by June.
So Pranay, we've got £10 to spend when we go to watch the Nirvana tribute band in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darian. Thank you.
I get one drink. Also, thank you so much, Darian. That's very kind of you, and we will be putting money towards Scott's watch. Maybe if you get your watch, you'll be less of a I
feel tempted to, but I think
I'm feeling another. Sorry,
I'm feeling another NHS rant rising in me. For the price of a text message, all of that could have been solved. Basically, all of my problems this week could have been solved by them sending me a text.
Yeah. So comms. It's just the biggest problem in the world at the moment is comms, isn't it? Like we got on Facebook so we could talk to our friends, right, and find out what our old school friends were up to, where people are working, and who's getting divorced, and all that kind of stuff, right? The important shit. Yeah, it's just turned into this big cesspit where it's just adverts and people shouting at each other. The communication. I don't know about you. Down a communication.
My email inbox these days. It is so difficult to find a real email in there. It's like it's gone the way of post, doesn't it? I do sound like a bloody boomer now, don't I?
Yeah, you do. But everyone's saying it in the chat, mate. They're like,
it's junk mail.
Mike said it's a boomer.
People do
not
I'm on a roll now.
Every bit of junk mail you receive, you know that, right? You can't unsubscribe to every bit of junk. There isn't. Junk
no, but you can do that. But still, I mean, he's right. When
was the last time any of us got an actual letter? Got a letter. I've started sending letters to Maria in Spain, right? They take 2.5 weeks to get there, basically. So I can't remember what I wrote 2.5 weeks ago in those letters. But it's such a lovely thing to open a letter from somebody and go, oh, this is something somebody was thinking a little while ago, and that's nice. But when was the last time any of us got them? I've got one friend that actually sends a Christmas card from Denmark every year and handwrites it.
Nice.
Yeah, it actually is quite nice to get it.
I don't even email my friends. Like,
why would you email your friends? I mean, email is for work, or
I used to email my friends all the time.
Really? No,
that's how we used to talk. We used to send emails to each other.
Yeah,
back in the day, like in the 90s or something.
And then MSN Messenger.
Well, Yahoo groups.
Yeah, that was it. That was
MSN. No, but like my girlfriend sent her dad a Christmas card, or rather, we both did, but she wrote it in Polish, of course. And he just got it today. So yeah. What's the date today? 16th.
And again, I mean, we can blame Farage for this because it didn't used to take that long to post things to Europe.
Yeah. Like 4 weeks to Europe is a bit crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think anybody uses email anymore. I think it's a slightly redundant piece of comms architecture now, except for
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far at all, because obviously for work.
For work. But besides I mean, all that email is used for is work and like online shopping reminders or some calendar notifications.
But now Gmail's done a thing where it used to split it used to look at your email and go, oh, this is a promotion, this is urgent, whatever. Now, if you allow it to do that, it's reading all your messages and looking at all your videos, and you have to set it, it's either you have none of it at all. It's the end-shitification, isn't it? You can have it, or it's looking at all your pictures and it's looking at all your videos and it's using that to inform your marketing preferences.
There is, and there has always been a reason why email is free. It's as simple as that.
What? Because it's shit?
No, because by any stretch, whoever is serving your email is gaining information about you.
Yeah.
It's not free though, is it? If you get a business account with Gmail, it costs £1.59 a month.
Yeah, but you can get a free Gmail account. You can get as many free Gmail accounts as you want. A free Outlook account, people are still emailing me from Hotmail and like old cable.
I still have a Yahoo email.
Hotmail used to max out at like 1 megabyte, didn't it? Someone sent you an attachment with a picture on it. It'd be like, oh shit, I've got to delete half.
Oh shit, I have to delete it. Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
you lost all the critical messages that you needed from the bank because someone sent you a fucking JPEG and it was of fucking bloody
goatee. Can I read Andrew's super chat response?
Go on. Go.
At Mike acknowledged. So Boomer was right. Maybe. Mind you, it's the Tories who hired too many admin, well, in a way, and so-called clinicians to increase waiting lists and sabotage the NHS and increase American private hospitals and private health. Absolutely. Yep. Half of my care is provided by private companies. If I go for a scan, it's a private company doing it. They're based in the Amex Stadium in Brighton. They're there so that the NHS is subsidising a very profitable football team in the Premiership, basically, for the care of their players. And then they're charging the NHS a profit on every scan they do of me, basically. Where's the logic? I don't get it. It's a machine with a computer plugged into it. You could send one around my house and I could do it myself, basically. It makes no sense that we're handing over. Half the nurses on your ward half the time are temporary staff employed by agencies, not by the NHS. Somebody is skimming 20% of the money off their wages, so they're not getting paid as much as they should do. They're getting paid more than their colleagues who work in the NHS. The whole thing is a mess. So I wouldn't, when I met Peter today and tried to bombard him with a few lobbying issues in the middle of the countryside, basically, it genuinely shrugged and said, Mike, you know that everything is very complicated. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't want your job. Totally. But I can sit here on the sidelines and rant at you, but it's very complicated to solve all of these. I get it.
The NHS app, bit hit and miss. Kat had some tests done, came through on her app. I had some tests done, didn't come through on my app.
Yeah, because you're being a different department.
Yeah. And I know that this government is trying to get it all on your app. So you've got your prescriptions, repeat prescriptions, your appointments, your follow-ups, and you could be able to look at all your medical records. But it's a rollout. It's going to take years.
My leukemia care, everything is on the app. I have a blood test, and within half an hour, I can see all of the results and all of the graphs and all of the charts, and I love it. By the time I walk back along the seafront from the hospital, I know what results I've got before my doctor quite often, and that's great, basically. But my tumour care, none of it is on the app. Nothing, not a thing. I cannot get any of them to use it because they don't. And in partial answer to Andrew's point, it's not actually that we have too many admin and managers. It's that we actually promote clinicians, doctors, to the role of manager too often, and they're making IT decisions on behalf of their department. And I don't remember in any of the medical training that I've ever seen that they do a year on IT infrastructure. It just doesn't happen. So it's a classic case of you promote very good doctors to become HR managers, basically, and IT managers, and and it's not really what they should be doing at all.
No, it's not what they're trained for, really, is it?
No.
But I mean, at the same time, there should be some input from medical staff for things like the critical infrastructure of the NHS.
Of course, and patients.
In Liverpool, so they spent all this money on a new hospital in Liverpool to replace the piece of shit that they built in 1979 to replace the old infirmary. And they've finally knocked that piece of shit down. They've got a new hospital. Great. But it's smaller than the old hospital, even though the population of Liverpool has grown. But it's smaller for some reason. And it's got a really small A&E department. And there's numerous news reports that were last winter and this winter of people in A&E on stretchers in the corridor. And it's a brand new hospital, only opened a few years ago. And like, whose decision was that? Whose decision was it to be like, oh, we're at the city centre hospital, and on a Friday, Saturday night, we'll make sure that everyone's just on a fucking trolley, just on a stretcher in the corridor.
Yeah.
I mean, even just having a big room with curtains that you can pull, so people have got some dignity, even if they are on temporary beds while they're waiting to be seen.
And what I would say, again, to Andrew's point and your point, is that the doctors, the nurses, the managers are all really trying their best. Some of them are terrible. My trust is currently under investigation by the police in Operation Bamba for 400 cases of medical mismanagement. So they're not all great. Basically, there are some trusts that absolutely need to be held to account. But all of the doctors and everybody are trying their best to make that system work on everyone's behalf, basically. So I don't have a problem with any of the people trying to make it happen. But it all comes from the political level of all of this. It's the pissing about with the NHS and the education system and everything else that causes the problems. Can I ask some people that are saying, have you ever seen the Big Push in Brighton? I've seen them busking. I've never seen them play, but they played the Dome last year. Graham, it's kind of thing. It's a Brighton band. They look very cool. Just looking them up, I didn't realize it was them until I saw them. Until somebody just asked me if I've seen them, and I have seen them busking. But we should find a gig and go to that, Graham. You can introduce me to it, so I can talk to you all the way through the gig.
Oh, talk to me. No, don't talk to me. Talk to the person next to you, right behind me, while I'm sitting there and I'm in a seat at Arcade Fire and I can't fucking move.
Yeah.
I've looked them up. They got events, right? So the events say London, O2 Forum, Kentish Town, May the 8th. The next show, May the 8th. London, O2 Brixton Academy. What?
Yeah.
Which one are they playing?
I think their web game leaves a little bit to be desired, doesn't it?
What?
Wow, did they sing I Shot the Sheriff?
Yeah, I remember this.
Ooh.
They went viral for this.
Oh, did they? I thought.
Yeah, this is a viral video.
I thought that was Bob Marley's.
Huge crowd around them. They did a sort of like, it's a kind of reworked version of it for the modern era.
Oh,
so, yeah.
White boys playing black music. Okay.
Yeah, literally that.
We like it when they do that. It makes it safe.
Well, isn't that a description of every rock or pop band?
Yes,
for the last
pretty
70 years.
Well, it depends. If you think about Marty McFly going back and inventing rock and roll, was it really Chuck Berry or was it Marty McFly, a white kid who told black people what rock and roll?
Talking of that, have you seen the latest Candace Owens rant?
No. Oh, please tell us. Is this more to do with
looked at it. Tell us more.
The wife of the president of France being a man?
Because I'm now part of the right-wing network, obviously I get an insider's view on all of this. So Candace popped me a message and said, watch my latest podcast. She now is saying that she has messages from Charlie Kirk saying that he was a time traveler, predicting his death as young. And she just sits there looking at the camera going, I've got these messages. She doesn't show the messages, obviously. Of course not, basically. But she says, because that would be wrong. But she's basically saying...
but talking about him just fine.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe he was right. He was a time traveler and he needed to die young to change the planet. That's what she's now saying, basically. And she's got millions of views every day for this kind of stuff. There is a population in America and elsewhere that is consuming this shit from her every day. She's literally effectively saying he's a messiah from the future. That's what she's saying these days.
That's fair enough.
It could be true, but
that's horrible. Nazi messiah, a right-wing Nazi piece of shit.
I'd like to think the time traveler was the one with a sniper rifle on the roof, basically.
Came here to save the world. Yeah,
he was in court today, wasn't he?
Was he? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
How did that go?
His defense were complaining about something. I don't know. I hope he gets off on a technicality. I hope that what happens is he goes down for murder, which he's obviously guilty of, and then the next president comes along and just fucking pardons him. And when people say, "Oh, that's not very nice. Why are you pardoning that person who clearly committed that crime?" You can say, "Well, actually, no. If you look at the tape another way, if you watch it backwards, actually, Charlie Kirk was firing a bullet from his neck towards this guy."
Yeah.
So really, Charlie Kirk was the bad guy if you think about it.
Yeah.
And then all these people will go, "Oh yeah, if you play it backwards, yeah, that's what happens."
All of us right wingers are issued with these jumpers to hide the neck pistol.
Yeah. Clearly. But yeah, it was
Ellie, can I just say, Ellie Butterfly Effect, I'm not sure what I am suspicious of your intentions. What are your intentions exactly? Because I'm starting to starting to worry.
What?
Basically.
I'm not
Have you
suspicious
seen
of
messages
Al.
saying, I feel that Mike is suspicious of my intentions here on the channel. Remember, Mike, it was me that asked in chat about more details for your book, an enabler for you to share the purchase code. It's very true.
What did you say about Elle? We love Elle.
I don't think I said anything. I love Elle.
Elle Butterfly Effect. We love her. Yeah. She's always on the channel. Yeah. Don't be mean to Elle. That's
I think
Scott's
job. I think it's because I told her she was a snowflake for missing out on a Nobel Peace Prize. That's probably.
I'm just glad that we've had Scott here for the last hour, and he's been very nice. He hasn't lost his shit for no reason. How you feeling? How you feeling, Scott?
I'm
fine,
right? Thank you. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
Can I tell you about two, well, not good news stories? Well, good really, but not from our point of view, not from Britain's point of view, but good in the world point of view.
Yeah, go on.
Is like that Europe's going to get a free trade agreement with like Australia now, and that now includes close to freedom of movement. I think both Australians and the EU 27 plus 4 can move around for like 4 years or something, which is great, I think.
That's fantastic.
And I think it is close to signing or is being signed. Yeah. And on 27th of January, so it seems, India is going to sign a free like trade agreement with like European Union as well. So European Union's going like all out.
That's fantastic. Mercosur went through 2 weeks ago, didn't it? The Mercosur agreement with South America, lots of countries in South America. What's mad is this deal with India. It had been going on for years, and the country that was holding it up wasn't France, wasn't Germany, wasn't Spain.
It was
it was
UK.
Britain. Yeah,
it
over
was UK.
Whiskey and visas.
Yeah,
because the tariff was 500%, wasn't it?
Yes, and like India's like the world's biggest drinker of whiskey. And just like incidentally, in 1999 or 2000, I like was like doing an internship with like the India World like Trade Organization trading team, the team that went out and negotiated. So I like was doing some work for them.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I like was at uni then, like I was in my second or third year and I was doing that. But yeah, that kind of exposed me to how like crazy the Indian teams then were about insisting that they really need like something, which is why I guess that the European Union trade deal has taken like 15 or 16 years to negotiate.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a decent trade deal does take a long time to negotiate, which is why the trade deals that we've done since Brexit, which we've done on the back of a fucking a napkin,
which are shit,
filed out in the toilet of Number 10 by Boris Johnson because he felt bad. He felt bad that we weren't being very nice. He's obviously fucking half cut. And he's gone, I feel very bad about the way we treated the Australians after we joined the EEC back in 1973. Well, what we'll do is we'll allow you to import all of the beef that you want, and then we won't be able to export any beef to you. How's that sound? And the Australians are like, that sounds fucking amazing. Where do we sign?
Yeah. No, it is crazy. And like trade has a huge effect. I mean, the colonization of India started from a trade like deal. I mean, they like gave the British contingent that came like a trading port and trading rights. Yeah.
Can we just apologize for that.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. Thank you, Mike.
That Mike's apologising on behalf of every British person.
His
Of the white race.
Yeah. Of the reign of Elizabeth I.
No, I think
sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I think that once we had a chat about colonization on this channel, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why did the British East India Company why did they get nationalised again during the Victorian era? Oh, because of all the human rights abuses it was carrying out, and they were like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Anyway, before we go on, George only has put a £5 super chat in saying, "Hey guys, I'm a time traveller, but I won't be dying to save the world if you don't mind." Okay, George, good for you. Oh, hang on, I pressed the super chat button.
Did you?
George already got a Nobel Prize. I think George should get another Nobel Prize. Which one can this be? This is for economics. It's the joke prize. It's not a real Nobel Prize. It's just a... and Miss Paula Thomas, thank you so much. You get a second prize as well. This is for physics. NHS uses private facilities to get around problems. I needed a heart problem dealt with. They sent me to private facilities to deal with a single-sex ward trans patient. I would have been in my own room had I needed surgery.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, but yeah, they do lean on private health a lot.
Every time we get an NHS post, I'm just going to start ranting again. So I've started researching the surgeons that could do my operation.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, and one of my red flags is if the whole front page of Google is full of their private healthcare services that they can offer you, then I'm out. I want one that actually works in a university or something, basically, as well. Because
why?
Because the way the system works, which I wasn't aware of until recently, is that if you're a surgeon in particular, who are the gods of the NHS, then you work for the NHS, and that gives you the credibility to be employed by private hospitals. All right. Now, in the case of one particular doctor that I'm currently campaigning to get removed from the NHS, he works for 5. He got sacked by 1. He was working for 6. Now, how do you work for 6 hospitals and the NHS? Well, you do Sunday consultancies for the NHS patients. That gives you the credibility to earn a huge amount of money. I've looked at his private income, a huge amount of money from all those private hospitals. Right? And you're not giving your due attention. So this week, when I was presented with 2 surgeons in Guildford that might be able to do my operation, the woman that rang me said, I said to her, well, I'll look into both of them. And I said, can I actually arrange meetings with both of them to sit down and talk with them? And she said, no, it's not how it works. You can't put one surgeon up against another. It's not a competition. So I said, okay, well, I've just looked on the website and they both work for the Nuffield Hospital and I can make an appointment with both of them next week. Would that be okay? And she said, oh, yeah, of course. If you want to book private appointments with them, that's no problem at all. So essentially, I could have a choice of surgeons
to speak to
and
them.
I could ask for them if I paid to go and see both of them at the Nuffield Hospital. And then they would treat me in Guildford Hospital. Basically, so how does that work? Because the Nuffield Hospital doesn't do cancer surgery; they do it at the Guildford Hospital. They would literally refer me to them in the NHS. That's how it would work. And in the meantime, there's and like I said, well, it's not that I can't afford it. I can't afford it, but also on principle, I wouldn't do that. I will not be paying. But why am I not getting the same opportunity that somebody with money gets?
Yeah,
both of these doctors work for the NHS.
Fair enough. Yeah,
they're gonna take time out of their NHS service to go and do the private appointment with me, which means that they could have a appointment with me in the NHS. Makes no sense. I agree that we're using private healthcare, and West Streeting has announced that we're going to do it even more. But we're using private healthcare to get over the insufficiencies within the NHS. But fundamentally, there is something broken there, isn't there? It would be like saying we're sending all the kids to private schools because we can't afford to keep the school buildings going anymore. Basically.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We wouldn't tolerate that. So.
Yeah.
Would we not? Are you sure we wouldn't tolerate that? Are you sure?
Oh, well, I'd happily send all the kids to a private school, but I would nationalise the private schools first, wouldn't you? Basically.
Well, I would, but yeah.
Yeah. I am ranting. Come on, let's tell a joke.
Let's tell a joke. How long do you reckon America's got left? Is that a joke? No.
2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
I bought WeTakeAnyTory.com today, and it now redirects to RefUK UK. That's the actual official site.
That is genius.
What I'm thinking of doing, taking a copy, because I don't know if you know this, Pranay, but do you remember the March to Leave thing that happened with Nigel Farage marching down from Sunderland?
Yeah, he went to the north somewhere.
Yeah. And he walked for like half an hour in the rain, and then he just abandoned everyone else to walk on their own. And so what I did was I took their website, so that it was march2leave.com. So I bought march2leave.com, and I made an exact replica of their site, only I changed all the dates and the times that they were meeting and when they were going to be at this particular pub at this.
That is
awesome. Was really subtle. So I'm thinking of doing something similar.
I love it.
Something similar. So if you go to WeTakeAnyTory.com, it's just the RefUK site.
Isn't this what Kemi Badenoch did?
No, she broke into the site. She didn't pretend to be. Right. Yeah, she broke into, was it Harriet Harman's site, was it?
Yeah.
And then she broke, it was like and everyone's sitting there going, that's actually a criminal act she's just confessing to there.
She just totally got away with it.
Oh, well, she's rich. Rich people don't go to jail, do they?
No.
Scott, there's some love from Andrew in the chat for your T-shirt. Is it relevant? Is it a relevant T-shirt? Is that right?
No, it's a band. It's a band called Health.
It's a band called Health.
Oh, I see. Relevant to the conversation. There you go.
Maybe, but it's definitely a band.
That's a big
coincidence. Do they provide the service?
No, they don't. They provide.
Are they local or are they national?
They provide industrial metal tunes for your ears. So,
my dad used to hate that kind of music. He'll say, "It sounds like they're building a shed."
Really.
So
Health are brilliant. Very good.
I got a message from a friend of mine today about what's going on, and they live in Minneapolis. They literally live in Minneapolis.
Really?
And they put, you can't really imagine what this monster is enabling. Fuck Stephen Miller and the other brains behind this. Basically, every immigrant-owned business is closed. This is in Minneapolis. ICE officials are staking out schools, and being non-white makes you a target to randomly get pulled over by an unmarked vehicle full of Proud Boys in Amazon cop outfits holstering semi-automatics. And I'm just looking at this. And the language Trump used, talking about Somalis and saying they were dirty people.
Yeah.
If you just changed the word Somali to Jew, there is no difference.
Totally
there is no fucking difference between what the Nazis did in the 30s.
Have you seen some of the videos going around this
week?
People
getting dragged. There was a disabled person getting dragged out the fucking car.
I can't watch them. It's just too fucking
Did
awful.
you see the one about the I can't remember what they called it.
Sorry, we have to acknowledge that Pranay just had to go. He's got a home emergency. So bye, Pranay.
Right, okay. Sorry, bye, Pranay.
I wonder what happened.
There's a Latina woman delivering for Deliveroo, the equivalent of Deliveroo in the States. I can't remember what it is. Doorstep something or doorstep food. Dash. And ICE surround the house that she's delivering to. They screech up, followed a moped or whatever, basically. She dives into the house through the front door and runs down to the basement and is screaming and crying. And the whole thing is being filmed by the woman in the house. She's just crying her eyes out, calls the police, saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. They're trying to get in. And the police are saying, do they have a warrant? And she's saying, no, they don't. They've got guns. They're all pointing them at every door of the house. My child's in this back room, basically. And in the end, she has to hand over this woman to the ICE agents. The police say to her, you have to, because you're all in danger in that house at the moment. And if that isn't the Gestapo,
then what is?
It absolutely is the Gestapo.
Yeah.
It's so grim. It is so grim what's happening there. And we're watching it like a TV show, and it's coming up on our feeds, all these different videos. And each day it's another video. There are some of ICE agents slipping over on ice and twatting themselves, hopefully doing themselves a real fucking mischief. I hope they're in lots of pain for a long fucking time. But they're all masks. There was one stupid cunt fucking fell over on the ice. His fucking gun went off. He didn't have the safety on his gun.
Yeah.
And also, they're only given 47 days to train. You heard about this?
And why is it 47? Why do we think it's 47 days instead of 48 or 49?
Trump is the 47th president.
Yeah, but the big problem I think that is looming on them at the moment is that they were offering a $50,000 signing bonus for people joining ICE during the recruitment phase. And a lot of these people, yes, I mean, I find it difficult to find the sympathy for people, but in America at the moment, the jobs market is not great and the cost of living is high, and they are offering enormous wages and lots of jobs in ICE at the moment. So to some extent, you can't blame some people for applying for these jobs and trying to get these jobs.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. No,
I agree. I agree.
No, you can't.
I was struggling with it, Scott.
You know what they're doing.
Oh, no, Scott's gone
You're
off
right.
one.
People are not. No, I'm not putting up with that.
No, you're absolutely right.
Let me just turn your mic down. Let me turn your mic down, Scott.
No, I'm not, because Mike will talk over me otherwise. It is a moral thing, right? You see what they're doing. They're pulling people out of cars. They're pulling children away from their families. They're kidnapping people off the street, right? I'm sorry, but if you think, oh, you know what, I'll just go work for ICE. I'm sorry, you're a bad fucking person.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
No, I agree.
As I said, it's
difficult, but they're throwing away.
Funny's back. Woo!
Sorry, I had to go.
You just wanted to be below me in the chat.
It just goes to show
how
little
it's all kicking off here, Fanny.
Oh yeah,
how much is your soul worth? But my point actually is,
I don't have a soul.
We don't have souls.
Nobody has been paid their $50,000 signing bonus in the 6 months that they've been recruited.
That makes me so happy.
They've sat down and worked it out, right? With the recruitment numbers that they're aiming at, it's going to cost something like $55 billion, and they haven't got it in the budget to do, basically. So these guys are not going to get their
paid
signing
like
bonus.
Everybody else that deals with Trump.
Typical Trump.
They don't get paid.
Why are we talking about souls?
Because we're talking about ICE and people who sign up to work for ICE to kill civilians and shoot women in the face.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah, but
plus power. I mean, why would people not want a job that gives them power? Because they cannot even be identified.
Well, that's what we're saying. We're saying they're evil.
So,
and
So it is bringing out their darker. I mean, it's a great outlet for these dark people. So
evil people. Yeah.
Well, dark eye meant dark heart.
Anyway, but I think you're right, Scott. I mean, the people who look at what ICE are doing, and it's not like ICE just came about with Trump. That it's been around for years, and it's been horrible for years.
Yeah, people disliked ICE for years anyway.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is now under Trump, it's been weaponized so much, right? Even if you think, you know what, I'll just get a job in accounts. No, fuck you. No, I mean, I got offered a job once, not offered a job, but I had a friend who was working at the Daily Mail in the accounts department. I was like, I'm not working there. Yeah. That's crazy. No, absolutely not.
So here we go. So this is the conversation in Clerks where they're talking about the Death Star and the contractors on the second Death Star all get killed when it gets blown up. Well, the first Death Star was finished, but the second one was still getting built. So there'll be loads of builders on there, electricians and welders and stuff. And they all got taken out as well. That's not fair. And the guy says, no. There was a roofing job for this guy, mafia boss. And I said no, because I knew that it would, could end in death or whatever. And then someone took it and they were on the roof. There was a shooting and they got killed. And it was their own fault. They shouldn't have taken the job from the mafia boss. And I think, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? You know what you're going into.
Yeah, right. I mean,
you're not an innocent bystander.
We're fucking adults. Yeah.
But the US has had for a lot of years this complete corporate militarization of their police anyway. So there is this huge sort of pool of people who would want to do more, or who would want to push the bounds of their power a bit further.
Yeah.
And who would want more cash for it, So ICE just gives them that outlet to do that, and they are just leveraging the 500,000 of this, anyway.
Yeah. George just dropped the super chat in, so I'll just acknowledge that. George, thank you very much. If David Hockney could design his own certificate for Diploma in Fine Art, then I can design my own certificate for anything. Yes, you absolutely can, George only. And thank you. It was complained about earlier that we didn't set off the confetti cannon because I set off a Nobel Prizes all-round cannon. But let's set off the confetti cannon because we just got that in the chat. So 3, 2, 1, boom! Yay, confetti! Woo! Yay! So thank you everyone who's contributed towards that and towards Mike's car hire fund to drive down to Madrid to get medical attention, and Scott for his Apple Watch.
Guildford, nowhere as exciting as Madrid.
Imagine, Mike, if you were getting your treatment in Madrid, and they got it wrong.
I flew to Madrid for less money than it cost me to hire a car to drive to Guildford.
Oh my God. Basically. Okay, fair enough. But imagine if you were driven to Madrid for the colonoscopy, right? And then you got there, and then they said, "Oh, sorry, that was yesterday." Or something.
Well, I wouldn't understand it because it would be in Spanish, and I only know how to swear. At the
moment, it was yesterday. Yeah, I think was that today. I don't know. Mañana's tomorrow.
I think you're misinterpreting. I don't really want to drive to Madrid to get back.
Oh, okay. Imagine you flew to Madrid, and then they went. Did you not get the message that you? Oh, I'm
sure.
You must have been fucking raging, mate.
I wasn't happy. I'm better now for letting it out. Thank you very much to everyone in the chat for letting me rant. Scott, thank you very much for letting me rant over you. I'm very sorry that I did.
That's okay. You do it every week.
Did you?
I know.
I'm joking.
Scott's such a bitch.
Well, I'm just, I'm a horrible person, and I abuse everyone I know.
You just keep shouting at people.
I am an abusive, horrible person.
Take a big chill pill.
No, I love you, Scott.
The pill of chill.
Even though you're an abusive, horrible person.
I know, I'm abusive and I'm horrible and I'm misogynistic, apparently, just so you guys know. I don't like women.
Well, you don't, do you? Because you're gay.
So I don't understand them.
Actually, being gay is misogynistic.
Yeah.
Because obviously you don't like women. Because if you did like women, you wouldn't be gay.
Yeah, and the fact that I don't date women means I know nothing about them.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, I do date women. Sometimes
I know nothing about them. Yeah, exactly.
As well. But yeah, Mike, did you in this NHS trust or wherever the fuck you were in Guildford, did you give them a piece of your mind?
No, because I don't believe it's the staff's problem at the level that you're dealing with. Is it?
Fair enough.
Somebody else's always.
So you saved that for us.
The next
that's
day.
That's why he gave Peter Kyle his point, because that's where
that's where the problem lies. Yeah, exactly.
Did you give Peter Kyle a piece of your mind?
I did, and a hug.
So, did you say, "Hey, cunt"?
The trouble is, Peter's actually a good MP. He was out on his Friday away from Parliament, basically working with the Ramblers Association to improve walkers' rights in the Downs. So what can you say?
Well, I've got some really good news for Scott. Might actually fucking cheer him up. Here you go, Scott. Spooky Thang, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Scott, my son just upgraded his Apple Watch and would like to gift you his old one if you'd like it.
Really?
Yeah. That's the super chat from Spooky Thang, 95.
Spooky Thang.
Spooky Thang, thank you. Can I have it if Scott doesn't want it? He seems to be shell-shocked.
No.
Do you want the fucking watch, Scott?
He seems to be too shocked to understand.
Are you being serious? That's
yeah.
Crazy.
And then you might stop being horrible. There you go. You might be nice. I'm supposed to be coming down to see you. I'm a bit scared.
Thing of the world. It really would.
Keep going, mental. Okay. All right. So we'll get you that watch. Yeah. And then you're going to be extra nice. Yeah.
Spooky Thang deserves a Nobel
Peace
Prize.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobel Prize. You win a Nobel Prize for peace. For peace, Spooky Thang. Thank you.
Peace.
I don't know what to say to
chat.
that. That's just absolutely lovely. Thank you so much.
Spooky Thang, if you want to get in touch with me via GrahamDavidHughes.com, there's a contact box at the bottom of the page. And then let me know, and I can sort that out. I'm off to see Scott. I can present it to you.
That would be
that'd be unreal. Okay, Spooky Thang, if you can. I mean, if you can't, whatever, no problem.
If you don't, it's fine. Yeah. Oh my God, that would be.
It's very much like Trump's Nobel Peace Prize, though. It will still be Spooky Thang's son's watch. You'll just be looking after it.
Andrew Ray, £10 super chat. One ICE agent was recognised as being Proud Boys leader at January 6th. He was in prison for 2 years, then pardoned by Trump. My original white post was censored in black chat by BooTube. Sorry about that, Andrew Ray, but you did get your point through, I think, in the end. And Martin Harrow wants to know if Diz is going to send some pics to Martin. Okay. Don't know what that's all about. Oh, it's about eye candy. Okay, cool. Anyway, so yeah, what else has been going on this week?
Darian Distar has just said, Scott, can I have back all my donations for your Apple Watch fund?
No, fuck you. I can buy some more wristbands for it in the case. I guess so. Yeah, give me back some. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this actually comes, give them back the money. Give them all back the money. Or let Graham actually keep it and keep the lights on in his house.
Yeah.
No, I'm a kept man. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. I feel bad. Stop.
You should feel bad.
You should feel the warmth of humanity.
I am. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Look, he's actually smiling. He's actually smiling now. Look.
You know what the problem
grumpy
is?
arsehole, nice.
Yesterday, right? You know what set me off the most, right? I've been so horrible with my boss. I really did. I really was. I walked in to work yesterday in the fucking funkiest, fucked up, shit mood, yeah, because on Wednesday wasn't a very good day, and what happened was I was talking to a friend of mine on one of my colleagues, and he said something nice to me, and I was like, you can't be nice to me, because if anyone's nice to me right now, I start to fucking cry, and I can't it becomes almost uncontrollable. So that's where I'm right now, and I'm doing my best to ensure that does not happen.
Okay, so can I steal your Apple Watch then to stop you crying? Can I have it instead? Because I was thinking that Spooky Thank sent it to me.
Oh, look at his face now.
And then I could just like put it in a drawer and then close the drawer. Oh no. Oh no. Where's his happy little face gone? Oh no.
If we trace back Scott's current dark cloud period of his life,
it started with the Apple Watch.
The Apple Watch.
Fucking Apple Watch. Just someone give him an Apple fucking watch. Jesus Christ.
That was the idea of getting one, was cheering me up. Like, no way. I honestly, that, I mean, if I'm sorry, what was the user guy? What was the username again?
Spooky Thang 95.
Spooky Thang. Who's just said, yes, I'm serious. No, they've just said, Scott, yes, I'm serious. We both, meaning their son, we both think you are lovely. I'll do that, no worries. So there you go.
There you go. Oh, here we go. He set him off. Yes.
Yay! We made Scott cry.
Cheers. Woo. Yeah. This is exactly, now we're being emotionally manipulative, like Hamnet, according to all the male reviewers.
This is the basis of my right-wing podcast career now. Like, I'm making a gay man cry. I'm fucking winning.
Stop, fuck off, yeah.
That is so kind of you. Thank you, Spooky Thang. It's very kind of you. Yeah, like I said, GrahamDavidHughes.com. Give me a shout, and we'll get that sorted. By the way, I owe someone a book or something for the quiz that I did over Christmas, and I completely forgot. ADHD, sorry. So I need to sort that out, but I will at some point. Scott, we lost Scott. He's gone. He's even pulled his pants up and everything.
Gone to get tissues now.
There's no time to have a wank. So anyway, why is Pranay drinking from a very small cup? Is Pranay a giant? Is he actually really big? And that's like a pint.
Just having
Look at the little
coffee from an espresso cup.
No, that's a normal sized cup, and you are a giant.
No. That's yeah. I am.
It's all perspective,
like
mate.
A short man. Short man. Anyway. But you know me anyway. Yeah.
So yeah. So we should do a podcast, shouldn't we? And when I go down to see Mike in a couple of weeks, are you still going to be around, Mike? Are you going to be here, or are you going to be in Spain or something? Or what are you doing?
How I wish. Yeah. No. Yeah. Hopefully. I haven't moved.
Crossed.
I've largely not moved off the sofa for 5 days. So when you knock on the door, I'll definitely be there. Basically.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I mean, you don't have to get off the sofa. I'm a Scouser. Can get into yours. You don't need to open the front door.
Of course.
But yeah, no. Pranay, we're thinking of going down to Brighton.
Yeah.
On the Friday. So 2 weeks today. Go to the pub. And then
looking forward to.
Yeah, last train.
I just might need I like either will catch the last train back to London, or Mike will need to give me a couch or a chair to sit on for a few hours until 5 a.m.
Mike's like,
And the
have you seen the size of my house?
I'm quite happy to sit in a chair and have a drink and vape, and
sort something out.
I will
fuck off at
force
5
you all.
a.m., so.
I will force you all to clean up in the morning because I've got another visit. I've got a Mexican visitor the next day. So.
I'm happy to clean. That's fine.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
can clean. I'm good at cleaning. I used to get paid to clean.
Yeah, I'm good at cleaning. Yeah, well,
it's the only thing I'm good at, really. But there you go. Is Scott all right? Scott looks sad now. Scott, come back to us, Scott. Give us a smile.
I told you, I wasn't lying. Like, when people are too nice, I can't take it.
They are very nice.
They are very nice in the chat.
Especially when No, this week there's been a couple times this week I've just behaved so appallingly, and and then to just hear someone say, "Oh no, you're lovely," and I'm just like, "No, I'm not. I'm a fucking asshole. Stop."
It turns out you get rewards for that kind of behavior, Scott. Maybe there's a pattern
see it like
here.
that.
Andrew Ray wants to know if anyone's still got a Mickey Mouse watch. I used to have a watch of it was a watch of Chairman Mao, right? Waving like every second, his hand went like this, right? That came over the border from Nepal into China, and I had this fucking watch on, and they saw it, and they were just like, "No," I just threw it in the bin, and I was like, "Oh god." Yeah, they didn't think it was funny. It was made in China, for fuck's sake.
That sounds amazing. I would love to have that watch.
It's my favorite watch, my Chairman Mao watch.
We just say good night to Diz, and thanks
Diz,
for,
good night, and also Supermassive Wayne. He's on the road, off on the road. Don't text and drive, Wayne. Is saying good night? We are going to sign off in a moment. Yeah. I think we're going to have to call it a night. But yes, is there any news story from this week? Preferably a happy one. I know Franny had a couple of good ones for us a minute ago, but like any daft stories that are just sort of things that made you go, anything this week?
I mean, good news stories this week, difficult to find, I think. Did you see that a Tory councillor in Portsmouth has been locked up for stalking Penny Mordaunt? Does that cheer anyone up?
All the people in the
Tory councillor has been locked up for stalking Penny Mordaunt.
Yeah, he was apparently spent 20 weeks stalking her and sending her text messages saying, "I just want to touch your golden hand."
What? A golden hand?
What the fuck?
So is this a joke? Is this a real thing?
No. I'll tell you what I've done, right? In a small piece of other good news, I bowed to your peer pressure and deleted my Twitter account today.
Mike, I thought you did that like 2 years ago.
No, I threatened to, and I didn't. And there is a whole thing, right? About I had 35,000 followers on there, and it genuinely did turn me into a cartoonist. Right? It's I managed to piss off UKIP very early on.
True.
It turned me into a cartoonist over the years, and it's been really difficult because I know that most of those 35,000 were not bots, but it is a difficult decision to make to come off it, and it's designed that way. It's they want you to stay on there because you have fear of missing out and all that stuff. So I've given into all of that for months and months, but it's been the last straw this week over
child pornography,
the child pornography sharing, etc. Basically, and I just don't want my content to live in a place that's making money for somebody else and not me. And there are other places to go. So I switched that off today, basically. But I decided that the one thing that I would miss about Twitter even now is most of the other platforms, I don't find the news feed is particularly useful. I don't find it's particularly up to date all the time. So I've signed up for Ground News, which we definitely should try and get some sponsorship from at some point in time, basically. And that's where those stories start to bubble up. And you can see left-wing bias and stuff like that. I do sound like I'm doing sponsorship right for it at the moment, but it does feel like it's a nice place to find stories that you wouldn't normally find, and breaking news, and also figure out what people are reading on the other side that you're not, and how it's being perceive from that, which is quite useful.
Yeah. Oh, we got a Hannah. Hello, Hannah.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm late as always.
Did we wake you up?
I have never crashed out like that.
What happened?
Just tired, like work week.
It is the end of the week.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, because you text me and I was like, I probably will do that later. And then I was like looking at my phone on the sofa, had it all set up like reminders on my woken up to you lot on the telly.
That reminds me, I've got to set a reminder on my phone to take me ADHD medication because otherwise I will totally forget. So yeah, Hannah, we were just talking about what were we talking about? Tommy Robinson, and him being upset that they're giving him gay adverts on the internet.
God, yeah,
It's his algorithm, fucking idiot.
Scott, so just to tell the story of anyone who's not heard it, basically he was defending the pedophilia that was going on X or on Twitter, and he said there's even worse things going on YouTube, like this advert that I saw, and it was an advert for a gay night which had no age limit, as in like you could be as old as you like. It didn't mean that children could turn up because it was a bar. Under 18 years old, not allowed in the fucking bar. But yeah, so this blew up, and then there were some people saying that we shouldn't be laughing at it because, you know, we're making fun of him for being gay. And I'm like, we're not making fun of him for being gay. We're making fun of him for being a fucking massive hypocrite. I don't know. Yeah. How do you feel about that, Scott? I don't know.
Yeah,
Scott out there to talk about this.
You know what I mean? And sometimes people need to be sort of exposed for their stupidity, especially people like Tommy Robinson, unfortunately. No one's saying, oh, if Tommy Robinson was gay, like we're making fun of him because of it. No one cares if Tommy Robinson's gay or not. It's more, well, his supporters.
Tommy Robinson does.
Yeah,
yes.
I think his
supporters do.
His supporters would maybe, but you know, the rest of the world that's, you know, right, you know, thinking the right way wouldn't care. But it's more of just he promotes prejudice against people such as gay people. So for him to be getting gay adverts on his YouTube, yeah, that's because you looked up gay shit, bro.
It's always the hypocrisy every time, isn't it? With politicians, like you say, nobody cares if you're a gay politician, as long as you don't
vote against
to have a
gay
wife
rights.
And children and vote against gay rights and campaign in the streets.
You know.
Well, I think it's worth pointing out, like, when these just horrible people do this shit. But you know what? Their followers just don't care. There's nothing they can do. I keep hearing about these horrific things that Trump is supposed to have done. And I'm like, that sounds awful. And if it is true, I do hope it comes out. And I do hope it's proven. But I don't think it's going to make a lick of difference to the people who think he's the fucking bee's knees.
I think
they look at the same footage that we watched of Renee Nicole Good being murdered last week. They look at that same bit of footage and go, oh, she was completely wrong.
It was her fault.
It was her fault.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Obviously a terrorist.
I think I've mentioned that there's a YouTube channel called The Necessary Conversation, which is two sort of 40, 50-year-old kids talking to their MAGA parents every week.
Oh, God, I hate that.
No, I do as well. I find it really...
It's such a hard watch.
I really hate that podcast. I really do. Because there is nothing those children are saying to that belligerent old cunt who happens to be their father, who is an awful, awful human being.
He is the worst.
All they're doing is exposing him being an awful person. But there are dickheads out there who are going to sit there and think, oh yeah, he's thinking the right way. It bothers me, man. It just bothers me. I'm sure they think they're doing a good thing somewhere.
No, but I think they are, because they're showing what these MAGA fuckers are really like.
Yeah.
You know, and he's their dad, and they're sitting there going...
He fucking rags on them.
Yeah.
I don't want to put myself in the line of fire again, basically, but they did an episode last week where they had a family counsellor in on with all four of them in the show. And it really was quite fascinating, because once this counsellor managed to get the dad talking, she was very good at what she does. He had a fucking terrible childhood, really terrible childhood, and I get that you've still got the chance to react to that and learn and move on, basically. But it started to scratch at something that went, oh, hang on, I'm starting to understand where this attitude comes from and how you've been brainwashed into this thinking. And they're talking about doing that again, and I find it very painful watching. But also, I watch the liberal kids. You know, they're adults basically, but they're kids talking, and sometimes I get exasperated by them as well, because you kind of what they're really demonstrating is that one side is watching one set of media, and that's their narrative, and they'll make it fit anything they want, and the other side is doing exactly the same, and they're not credible sources all the time on both sides of that. You know, they go, this is a Instagrammer who's got 4 million followers and he says this left-wing thing, so that's credible. And then they'll say, well, here's an Instagrammer who's got 4 million followers and he says a right-wing thing, so that's credible. And you go, actually, neither of them are particularly credible, basically. No. Your argument isn't particularly strong. I'd like to see a journalist and some corroboration of this story at some point in time.
I just think that the whole thing is just so... I mean... hearing someone actually say the stuff that you think that must be what they believe, right?
Yeah.
But then to actually hear it and actually hear someone say, "Oh yeah, Renee Nicole Good, oh she was a terrorist.
She deserved it.
She beat her children. She sexually abused her children. She put cigarette burns on her children." And you're like, "What the fuck?"
And they believe it.
Where is he getting this from?
So she deserved to die.
Yes.
This is what happens. Like, well, she was a horrible person. Okay, so she deserved to die.
Yeah, and in the podcast, that's what the son says to the mother, and the mother is slightly doubtful, but the dad is always sitting there saying, "Yeah, of course she did, and we should kill more of them." You know.
Yeah.
Which means that they should kill their own daughter, because a lot of the time, Hannah, sorry, Pranay, do you know what we're talking about here on this?
Yeah.
It would include the daughter. Like they're going, "Oh yeah. these women who are left wing, they deserve to die," and like. Having
your daughter, you're talking
like
about.
my dad before he got ill, you know, he could be a pain in the fucking ass. Don't get me wrong, but like he never said to me, "You know what? I want you to die." You know, like what the fuck? And it just goes. And then this is why
you believe, because of what you believe politically. Yeah. Now I'm not saying that as people who. When we should always be friends with people who have different political views from us or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, we're all human beings at the end of the day. We all deserve a certain amount of respect, unless you are a fucking horrible person. So, you can say, that's what you believe. I don't need to be friends with you, but that's what you have that right to believe that. We live in a democracy or whatever. So that's all well and good, but that's the problem. It's like the lefties will sit there and say, "You can believe that if you want, that's fine, just don't hurt anybody." And then the people that are on the right going, "Well, you're just you should
be shot in the face."
Yeah, you should be shot in the face. Yeah, and it's like
Darian the Star.
How am I the bad person? I don't get it.
Darian the Star just dropped another £10 in the super chat fund. Thank you. Just because Graham and Pranay got £10 each earlier on, so Hannah should get a tenner as well. Is this my OCD? I don't know, Darian, but that is so generous of you. It's so kind of you. And Hannah and I are going to be doing a podcast in a couple of weeks' time when I'm down south, and we're going to be talking about the toxic manosphere. I think.
Going to be
Here's a question. Here's a question for you, Hannah, right? You know the male loneliness epidemic?
Yeah.
Where's the female loneliness epidemic? Surely the vast majority of people are heterosexual.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because obviously I've already started my research. I've had a lot of flying happening lately, and I've taken a notebook and I've been watching other people's content and I've been gathering my research because I like to have, proper evidence when I talk about things. And it's really interesting. They like males tend to be more like lonely than women, but we are also going through a similar thing. Like the groups of social friendships and romantic relationships after a certain age, there is a cutoff and there is a massive dip. It just so happens that for men, it drops off much more sort of quickly. And it is interesting because I'm like, well, women are also lonelier, but I'm interested in So what is making men more lonely? And is their loneliness due to a lack of romantic relationship, which appears to be the opinion I'm forming from my research, or is it due to a general lack of sort of social connection and meaningful connection with people, including familial relationships and friendships and things like that? And sort of what I'm coming to feel is it's because they want to get in women's pants, and the women are like, you're a bit of a shit, I don't want to be anywhere near you. Appears to be what my research is telling me. But it's interesting because men and women obviously form different kinds of relationships.
Yeah.
We take value in relationships like very differently. So it's been very interesting. And I will go and watch Andrew Tate. I will go and watch a bit of Charlie Kirk. I will go and listen to men that I don't like, because it's, as much as it's quite torturous business, it's important, because I don't think you can dismantle or counter argue or even discuss something openly or earnestly if you don't understand where the other side is coming from.
Bloody hell, totally. Hannah, that's totally going into the trenches. I don't do that. I don't go anywhere near. That's going over and above. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, thank you for doing that so we don't have to.
It's all right.
I would say that before Andrew Tate and Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, there was no male loneliness epidemic.
No.
It's almost as though they created it, and they keep it going by telling men to be horrible. To be horrible, toxic, nasty, vengeful gobshites.
Yeah.
And who wants to be friends with someone like that? Just you don't want to, do you?
Fun. Literally nobody.
Nobody. Yeah.
No.
So yeah, that needs to be what people are talking about. No one's talking about this. No one's saying it's Andrew Tate's fault that young men are killing themselves. No one blames him, and they should, because it is his fucking fault.
Yeah, they absolutely should. Instead, they blame women for having higher standards, because that very rarely now, unless you're in the top whatever percentage of the country and you're earning a decent whack, like even those of us who earn more than average are struggling to pay our bills now. So the traditional idea of a family where the woman stays at home and raises the kids the majority of the time and the financial burden is on the male, that is majority for most families. That's over. Yeah. You need a 2-parent working household to function.
Yeah.
One person's wage mostly going on childcare.
Did you ever watch Life on Mars, the TV show where we went back to the 70s? He was a cop and he had an accident and he woke up from a coma and he was back in 1973 for some reason, right? And a whole part of it was like how attitudes have changed between, in the 30 years between 1973 and when this came out. And it was like, why would you want a man who acted as though they were in the 1970s, even though they were in the noughties? And now we're 20 years later, and it's like, why would you want a man who acts like, Don Draper out of Mad Men? Why would you want that now? It doesn't make it didn't make much sense back then, but at least you could have a household that was one income. You can't have that anymore. You literally, stay-at-home moms, it's just very, very few people can afford to do that. And so, I do think that it is just really unhelpful for these podcasters and influencers and gobshites on the internet to be promoting that kind of 1950s, 1970s odd man fucking, let's go down the fucking boozer and have a fight thing, and saying this is what women find appealing, and then these guys don't get anyone, and then they fucking go mad because no one wants to sleep with them. No one wants to sleep with them. They're gobshites.
It's the classic thing with the right wing, isn't it? That they quite often do identify the same problem, and they come up with a completely fucking jackass solution to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what the right do. That is very much what the right do. Anyway, so right, it's
midnight, Graham.
Pardon? It is. That's what I just looked at the clock and went, "Oh, it's midnight." So it is the witching hour. So thank you for joining us into Saturday morning here. We're gonna get going now. Thanks, Hannah, for coming on for the end of the show. Really great to see you. And big shout out to Prane and Scott and Mike for making it.
And Wayne.
And Aid.
And Aid.
Yeah. Wonderful. You're all wonderful. And I can't wait to see you all in real life in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
That should be fun when I do my great southeastern tour. I've got a whole spreadsheet, I've got a whole spreadsheet set up. Fucking nerd. Anyway, big shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone who's been watching. Thank you so much for the super chat, especially Darian. That's really, really kind of you. And obviously Mike and Scott and Hannah and Fanny will all get their drinks and their Apple Watches and hire cars, whatever it was that we need to get when I'm down in a couple of weeks' time. So big shout out to everyone. And I'll be back at 11 o'clock on Sunday for the Sunday sermon. And until then, just thank you so much for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bye.